The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
そうだ。テレビつけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメ。
よりによって。
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと。
ワクワク。
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the Grifter Zone.
Oh, you found your moo.
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's because Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken
Crazy.
out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. Hypno. How is it my fault? What? The bracket gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say? People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on, but that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
He's jealous. Fuck yeah. Been knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell him to fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy First Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay.
I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cock Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Did I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so that
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your phones?
Titty
Did your social
freakers.
credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. Cis white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter!
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
Pro-black Twitter hoes!
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
I'm tired of you! Drop it, retard. Robocock.
I am the foot god, Kaida.
All right. 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 All right
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we are live, boys. We are live, we are live, we are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, we got to bring it in, man. Come on, boys, we got to bring it in. We got to bring it in right now. Right now, bring it in. Let's go. Hurry up. Hurry up. You're taking too long. You're taking too long. Bring it in. Help the fatties in the back to bring it in. Let's go. Let's go. I see you. Okay, good. Now we're finally caught up. Perfect. Remember,
do not touch the fucking pumpkin.
remember that. Remember that. And listen very closely. If you're watching on YouTube, like the stream. Like it. Like it right now. Right now. If you're watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you're watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you're watching anywhere else, you're gay. So like the stream. Like the stream. And if you're already gay, then you're straight. And it's equally as insulting. All right, guys, listen. We got a lot to talk about today. Like, genuinely, I know I say that every day, but holy fuck, I can fill a 6-hour stream with literal ease. With literal ease today. I'm not even kidding, boys. I'm not even kidding. So, what are we checking? What are we checking today? What's everybody checking today? Let me know. What are we checking? Handy says, welcome home check. Okay. Okay. Smash JT getting fired check. Oh, interesting. Magic toenails check. Oh, there you go. $40 roast was so worth it check. Fair enough. So brain dude from all the stupid shit check. I think you meant to say brain dead, probably. But that's fair enough. Scary games check. We've been playing a lot of those. We've been playing a lot of those. World population fire check. Bro, everybody's getting fired. It's so insane. Like, literally everybody's getting fired. I'm looking at the news throughout the day, and I'm like, oh, wow, this studio has layoffs? Okay, well, that's one. Oh, wow, this studio's got layoffs? Okay, that's two. Oh, wow, these journalists got layoffs? Oh, shit, okay, that's three. Oh, what's this? A CEO for another studio stepped down because of their failures? Oh, my God, bro, I can't keep up. I literally can't keep up. It's fucking insane, boys. It's insane. All right, guys, listen. This guy said, shock my dog, I can stop in my head check. Oh, my God. Our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded, man. Like the stream. We got to get on. We got to get on with it. We got to get on with it because we're going to need all the time. All right, so let's do the Picket Army roll call. Let's see who is in his chat right now. Aside from former Kotaku urinalists, former The Gamer urinalists, former studio developers, I don't know. Everybody's fucking jobless right now. And, of course, people that are unofficial moderators in my chat.
Fuck, he got another donation. Add it to the total. Sigh.
We got Oliver Adam, Mr. Melancholy, 17 Crash, EB, Hanny, Flip Shazam, Cyrite Joker, Deku Leader, D Draconic over on Rumble, Monkey Man 04. We got Cinema Storms. We got Demon Democracy. We got Angmar WK. We got Monkey Man 04 again. Blue Pumpkin Pussy. We got Shizuka. Bro, come on, Blue. Is this the troll now where people say things that I obviously do and they know that I do, but they troll as if they don't see the content? Is this what it is now? Shizuka Marikawa, The Voice in the Water, Robin Oz, Deku Leader, Anime Mania 500 over on Rumble. We got Mad Max 2069, CEO Franco Juan Guerra. We got Backbone EJ8. We got Lights. We got Audio Pollution, Serpentine Deity, RWK 88, Triple J Jr. We got Salty Surprise on Rumble. Clancy JT is fucking crazy, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's crazy. Matthew with the heroic praise and the poop emoji. We got Robert Pennington smashing the pumpkin. Come on, bro. What are we doing? Old Man Cad, Jeremiah Maxwell. We got Yamato 85, Radio Chimp, Rockin' Hound Dog, Black Tailgate, Chaotic Holy, James Dunn, Space Monkey 0899, Salty Surprise over on Rumble. Judge Magister Gerbrandt. Matthew Watson, Romanizer 24, Creepier 07, Schizo, Saurus, Magni, Speedy Cake. What's up, Speedy Cake? Stin Rocks. What's up, Stin Rocks? Frenchie 07, Genetic Spore over on Rumble, Archangelus, Jay Sims. We got Commander Sonok, Felsev, Adam Juman on Rumble, Jonah Mazzochi. We got God of the C85, Torinol on Rumble. Fully funded at 3.4%. I call shenanigans, bro. I can't force people to donate. What do you want? What do you want from me? I can't we are fully funded in love. How about that? Was that gay enough? Drake. We got Faye. We got Black Tailgate. Luck E. More dots. Phil Espa. Zeroist. Who else we got? Derek Smith. Grooves Games. Gray the Merchant. Low KZ420 over on Rumble. Deku Leader. 2020 YouTube Purge. The Black Plague. Report AFK. Bud, what's up, Bud? I have Unobtainium. That's epic. That sounds epic. Spread the wealth. All right, 4 more people, boys. 4 more people, and then we got to get on with the show, man. We really don't have time. We got to get on with the show. We got Cinema Storms. Angmar WK again. Ravixi. We got Jedi Knight 128. We got Nightmare 13. Monster Ball Z. Rob with the question mark touching a turkey. Sisaloco. 206 Zelda. I haven't heard from him. We got Clipachu. Yamato 85 again. We got Shinphil. We got Ashton Tyler. We got Dreg. Jason Alator. Flip Shazam. Fluffy Murder Machine, the legend. What's up, man? And last but not least, we got Ali Kusanagi. We got Big D. Shout out to Big D. We got Dan Cam. We got EB. We got Cliff Unders over on Rumble. Frost Puma. 2K Gamer. And we got Alucard. Little Jim Salo. Michael Reinhardt. Peaches and Cream. And Anubis. All right, guys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let us sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member, and let's see who's going to get tonight's extremely lengthy, massive money shot today, boys. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Anubis has been banned, by the way. So he's been banned. He's been banned. We got Backbone EJ8 saying ignore all effect resistance. You will listen to Hassan stream for 8 hours. That is too overpowered. I'm sorry. That is way too overpowered. And you will get shocked going down by 2. No Diddy, no Jaffe. 1-2. Felstead, booty hole protected by the power of the view, because those chicks will cancel out the brick. Full Ultra Instinct deflect to go down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it. Omega protection slice with the Sword of Doom. Stomp with Hell Knight. BFG. Up 3, down 5, reverse 6. I'm just going to go down by 6. Puerto Ricans don't like math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Handy by the power of the carbonated goon oil and his greatness DSP. The next Uranus down by 4 will be sent to work for Sonichu and put his medallions in the bags. And yes, Hypno is gay, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ali Kusanagi booty hole protected by emojis to go down times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Holy shit.
I kind of feel bad because like 206 Zelda is out here screaming to try to check on Jeremy Webb, who is a legend of the Bigot Army. But in the time that he spent trying to check on a legend of the Bigot Army, unfortunately, he was not protecting his booty hole whatsoever. Which means congratulations to 206 Zelda. You are the recipients of the money shot today.
What the?
Like the stream, boys. Like the stream. All right, guys, listen, we got a lot we got to go over, okay? I am not going to name everything we have to cover because, quite frankly, it's just too fucking much. it's too much. So what I'm going to tell you is just grab your popcorn. Grab your popcorn because we have like 6 main topics tonight, and that's not even including the fast topics. It's ungodly. All right, it's ungodly. We need all the time that we could possibly get to try to cover all the topics today. So we're just going to get into the number one segment on YouTube right away. The number one segment on Rumble. The number one segment all around the galaxy. This segment is none other than the pre-stream legend.
Money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
As salty as the sea, calling us code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
All right, boys. We got ourselves the pre-stream legends, ladies and gentlemen, starting us off with BioT-Wolf 19 with the 5. Why was the werewolf upset with the skeleton? Because he had a bone to pick with him. God damn it, man. Every time we start off with a dad joke, we always get felted on donations. I'm starting to think it's like a curse. But we accept them anyway. Thank you, BioT-Wolf. Mr. Melancholy with a 2 shill journos and modern developers in unison. Don't they always do that? I mean, they're doing it right now. I have so much to go over. Chief Danier with the $10 says, do the laugh. What laugh? What laugh, Chief Danier? What laugh? Ali Kusanagi with the 5 membership banger.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Ali Kusanagi with the 5 membership banger. And considering that was the one and only membership banger of the stream so far, and the first one, you already know what that means. Shout out to Ali Kusanagi. Thank you again, brother, for the 5 membership banger. I appreciate that. And then we got Tifa Lockhart for 6 months. That's had to order a pizza from DoorDash to watch the stream. But instead of pepperoni with an extra jalapeno, I got ham and pineapple. I'm the victim. Ew. Come on, bro. What are we doing? It's disgusting. Thank you for 6 months, bro. I appreciate it. Mr. Melancholy with a 149 super sticker. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We got Rob with a question mark, literally fingering the turkey. Rob, 48K with a $10 banger says, what's up, bigots? What's going on, dude? How you doing? We got Little Miss Hypnotic with a 5. Hi, Dad. I've been lurking because Mom says I've been using too much of your money. Sounds about right. That definitely sounds about right. Thank you so much, Little Miss Hypnotic. I appreciate that. And last but not least on YouTube, we got Bud with a $10 super sticker. Thank you, Bud. I appreciate that, man. Fucking legend. Bud is a legend and a half, by the way. Appreciate it, man. Wait, Luke Smart decided to sneak one in with a 10. Just tuning in. Did the wokesters finally find out? It's pretty obvious gamers don't buy BS. Still, it takes time to make games, so there's still some BS in the pipeline like Fable 4. That's if Fable even comes out, to be honest with you. That thing is fucking damn near almost perfect dark level of dust right now. But in any case, yeah, we got a lot we got to go over, Luke, so stick around if you don't mind. There is a lot of shit that's going down. A lot of shit. Thank you. Thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Rumble. We got Rumble. Gray the Merchant for $1 says, evening all. A great day for the community. These activists, journals, and developers are getting their karma. Was watching the unfolding of the chaos. I love it very much. Digimon Beat Break so far impressed me. Shout out Gray the Merchant. Sir Loins with $1 says $1. Happy birthday. Damn, all I got is $1 for my birthday. That's crazy, bro. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it regardless because it came from your heart. Thank you, Sir Loins. Thank you. It's not my birthday, by the way. Flip Shazam with a 2. I'm going to sneak something in. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hey.
Do not touch the fucking pumpkin.
That was gay. That was gay. That was a little gay. That was a wee bit gay. People are saying I missed some super chats. That means StreamYards is not showing it. Let me see. Hold on. Let's go to fan funding. Anubis with a 2 says, touching the turkey. Yup. Welcome to Canada. Do I seriously have to make a don't touch the fucking turkey clip? And we're not even in November yet? I told you guys I was going to make one in November. And you guys are already touching the turkey now while you can. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Shout out to Anubis. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I think that's everything. It was just Anubis's, I think, that we missed. Because StreamYards is fucking gay. So that's that. All right. Speaking of, man, I got a little surprise for you guys. So we got a little bit of a hyper banger over on Griffcast. And the person who gave it to me requested if I could play an elf clip for them tonight. And I said, you know what? I don't normally do that, but I'll do it this one time because you're a legend. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to play the elf clip right now. And then hopefully we might get another Red Boy later down the line tonight as we go through these ridiculous amount of topics. So enjoy.
It's a Red Boy hyper banger, bitches. Let's bring the ladies in.
I played the wrong one. Whoops. I guess my mind is going immediately to gingers. I must be gooning for gingers today. Whoopsie.
All right, boys, we got another Red Boy hyper banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Everybody's favorite football. Is everybody awake now? Is everybody awake now? Beautiful. Don't worry, old man Cad. The Latinos are coming. Don't worry, I'm working on it, man. Come on, I'm doing a lot of things right now. All right, boys. Listen, we're gonna get to the content. We're getting to the content. Flip Shazam says, "Well, I'm brick now." Oh shit. Like I tell you guys, if you do donate a Red Boy or something equivalent, please make sure to let me know which girls you want to see on the stream so I can play the proper clip. Thank you so much, because lately, whenever we get Red Boys, they forget to put the girls in the super chat. And I'm like, so what do you want? What do you want? And if you don't know what's available, make sure to click the gold button in the chat. It'll tell you, I believe it should tell you anyway, what's available. All right, boys, come on, man. Let's get into the content. We got a lot we got to do. So here's what we're going to do first. We are going to speed run. Okay? All the fast topics because, well, there's a lot of them. And then after that, we are going to get into the main topics because there's a lot of them. Okay? So let's start off with some positivity because, you know, that's gay. Positivity is gay, right? Guys, just yesterday, fucking shit. Come on, man. What's going on today? Just yesterday, we talked about how Escape from Duck-Off surpassed 500,000 copies sold. Well, guess what? Within one day, or a little over one day, it is now sold over 1 million copies. over 1 million copies for Escape from Duck-Off, which is wild, which can be verified by looking at SteamDB, which we are going to in 2 seconds right now. Escape from Duck-Off has just been going crazier and crazier and crazier. I am not fucking kidding. You guys remember how the concurrent numbers was at about 180,000, right? It was at 180,000. What was it yesterday? Now, as of today, the concurrent numbers for Escape from Duck-Off is at 255,556. Guys, and it's a weekday. It's a weekday, bro. 255,556. And it's a fucking weekday. Holy shit, man. That is insanity. So, needless to say, this game is going mega viral. And at this point, I don't even know what to even say at this point. It's number 5 in the top sellers, right? And the game is not even that expensive. They put the game on sale to push even more units sold because, you know, they actually care about selling units instead of being like players engaged and all that stuff. But it's at $15.83 right now. James Up says he picked it up after I mentioned it. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, I want to play this so fucking bad. Ulysses says show some gameplay. I mean, I can. I was hoping to cover this quickly, but you know what? Since it's such a great game, let me show you some gameplay really quick. Exploding ducks. Escape from Duck-Off. Here we go. I'll show you the trailer because that's like the easiest thing to do. But the game looks pretty damn fun. Here we go. Bro, I never noticed that. Did it explode into a chicken? I mean, obviously it's a duck, but still, or a turkey. What the fuck? That's hilarious. Nice and violent. I like it. Oh my god. Bro, they literally explode into food and they put it on a plate. They explode into like roasted duck and they put it on a plate. That is hilarious. Oh, man, I want to play this, man. I gotta play this game. I might play it tonight, but considering that we have so much to cover, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do a gaming stream tonight, but I'll try. But that's Escape from Duck-Off. It's over 1 million copies sold. Looks fun as fuck. Just genuine good game. And $15. You know what I mean? I'm not sponsored at all. Just want to make sure people know that. Not sponsored at all. But when I see indie games like this that are going against the status quo, I can't help but talk about them. So shout out to that. All right, let's X out of this. We got to keep going. There's a lot we got to go over. Hold on. Let me X this out so I can open up some fucking tabs. Really quick, Power World Mobile. I didn't even realize Power World Mobile was a thing, but apparently Power World Mobile is a thing. And it is going to be unveiled next month. So if any of you guys wanted to play Power World on mobile, I hope you don't pull a Blizzard and you don't have phones. But apparently that's a thing. Now, it's a mobile port. I don't know if it's going to have shared content. I don't know if it's going to have, like, you know, I don't know if you're going to be able to take your PC content and switch it over to mobile and vice versa. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if it's on, like, standalone game. But I do find it interesting that they're coming out with a Power World Mobile, considering that they're currently being sued by Nintendo. So it clearly shows that they don't give a fuck. And to be honest with you, I think what they're doing is they're trying to make as much money as possible during this lawsuit in case they have to pay for anything. You know, it's just easier that way. Oliver Adams says that they had cloud saves, count me in. Okay, so I guess they don't have cloud saves. There you go. Gunblade says Nintendo strongly disliked that. Definitely, they strongly disliked it. Do you know the reach that this game is going to have once it goes on mobile? I mean, think about how much reach Power World already has had, right? Think about how many sales the game has already had. Think about the massive success the game already was. Imagine when it goes on mobile. It's going to reach the whammon. You understand it? It's going to reach the whammon. The fucking cozy gamers, it's going to reach them. And they're going to be like, oh, look, it's so cute. And suddenly all the liberal women are going to become pro 2A because they're going to be able to play with guns and Pokemon. Or wannabe Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. So we'll see what ends up happening with this. We'll follow up on this. I'm just curious if it's going to be able to crossover content, but I highly doubt it. I'm sure it's going to be its own thing. Nintendo Switch 2 sales have been boosted even more. Nintendo Switch 2 boost hardware sales up 24% in September. I got to imagine that's probably due to Pokemon ZA, most likely, for people who were not necessarily ready to buy a Switch 2. Most likely a brand new Pokemon game would absolutely move units. So Nintendo Switch 2 is still doing bonkers numbers with its fan base as expected because, well, Nintendo fans, they love it, man. They will complain online, but they will absolutely buy this shit. We know it. They'll buy it day one. They won't even wait because they know there's no sales coming. That's the beautiful thing. With other manufacturers, with other developers, with other studios, you know that eventually a sale is going to come, right? You already know that. However, when Nintendo, it's the other way around. You already know a sale's not going to come. So most of them don't wait. That's why. But it is up 24% in September. So one of those is Smashed AT. Yup, I know. We roast him literally every day for it. Trust me. You guys do not roast Smashed AT nowhere near as hard as we do privately. Trust me on that one. He would probably agree with that statement. Splinter Cell. They are working on a Splinter Cell remake. This is something we've talked about many, many times before. However, it is in development hell. And apparently, the hell just got even worse. Splinter Cell remake lost another director, right? So this is not the first time this has happened for this game. There is a new job listing from Ubisoft. And, you know, unfortunately, it is Ubisoft still. So there you go. And the Splinter Cell remake has lost its director yet again. So, again, this is the second time, I believe, or third. I don't remember. I think it's second. This is going to be a nightmare. I hope you guys know this, and I'm sure you do. When they remake Sam Fisher, I hope you guys understand that Sam Fisher is going to be a fucking pussy compared to the original Splinter Cell. And he will most likely have some form of, like, I don't know, fucking DEI partner or some shit like that. That wasn't in the original game. It's gonna be a nightmare. I mean, look at what they're doing with the TV show, and that's pretty much everything you need to know about what to expect for the remake of the game. So it's gonna be bad. He's gonna be black. Yeah, I don't think he's not gonna be black. He's not gonna be black. They're not gonna do that. They're going to insert it somewhere else. You want to know why? Pause, by the way. Pause. Major pause on that. They're going to do it with somebody else. Pause. Because the truth is that they need Sam Fisher. They need Sam Fisher to be Sam Fisher in order to sell the game. They can't sell the game by pulling a Ghost of Yotei situation, right? Nobody wants to play a Splinter Cell game with somebody who's not Sam Fisher, right? And to be fair, you know, when it comes to like something like The Witcher, at least with The Witcher, Ciri was built up the entire time, right? Ciri was built up the entire time. You even got to play her in the third game. You got to experience her powers, how unstable they were. Right, she trained in Witcher combat even slightly, but even then, she was never truly a Witcher by the standard sense of the word. So we really don't know how they're going to pull that off. However, at least there's something there. But with Splinter Cell, it's Sam Fisher or it's not, bro. Like that's basically it. It's Sam Fisher or it's not. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I don't really think they're going to put Sam in the game. I know you guys. What are you guys mentioning? Could it be Sam's daughter? I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think so. I don't think that they would do that personally. But again, I could be wrong. I guess we'll see what happens with that. But I could be wrong. I think they need him. If they want to replace him with Sam, then I will say that is plausible. But perhaps after the first remake, I don't think they're going to open it up, the remake with his daughter. I don't think so. I think they're going to do the remake with Fisher, and then if they want to replace him afterwards, then I could see them doing that. But no, I don't think they're gonna transition him. Oh my god, bro, stop it. I don't even want to think about that. I don't want to think about that. Stop. Stop. Xbox dev kits are going up in price, by the way. I forgot to cover this yesterday, so my mistake. Xbox dev kits are going up by about $500, I believe. They're going to, according to Tom Warren at The Verge, sources say that the company is raising the price of the Xbox dev kits. The dev kits will rise from $1,500 to $2,000, and this price increase will impact other regions in addition to the United States. So even for developers, they're raising the price of the dev kits because why not, right? You might as well get the money while you can. But that is a massive fucking, that is a massive bump. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Xbox dev kits are cheaper than PlayStation dev kits. But don't quote me on that. But I believe that's the case. By how much, I don't remember. But considering that they're raising the price of Xbox dev kits, I gotta imagine that PlayStation will probably follow anyway, and because they kind of bounce off each other and they kind of take whatever they do and replicate it. So they're all in it together. Here's their excuse. The adjustment reflects macroeconomic developments, Microsoft told developers via The Verge. We remain committed to providing high-quality tools and support for your development efforts. The increase to $2,000 represents a jump of 33% from the prior cost. That 33% remains in line with what Microsoft has done to consumer Xbox hardware since the current systems launched in 2020. It also comes a few short weeks after the company announced a 50% price increase for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So they're just doing this all across the board. Okay, they did it to the consumers. They did it to. They're doing it to developers. This is where we're at. Okay. Moving on. Next one, Warner Brothers Discovery. Sorry guys, we're doing rapid fire because we genuinely have a lot to cover, and I honestly kind of want to play Escape from Duck-Off tonight. So if you want me to play Escape from Duck-Off tonight, help me out a bit. Warner Brothers Discovery announces a sale bid. So this was rumored for what are we in October? This was rumored since the summer. All right, this has been rumored for months now. Okay, now we have actual confirmation from Warner Brothers themselves that they are officially for sale. Now, this is going to be huge because if you guys remember, Warner Brothers Discovery split their company into multiple different divisions to tackle 4 major categories of video games, right? And when they did that, I remember saying that I don't think this is going to save the company because if you guys remember, go back, a couple of months ago, I remember specifically saying that there's no fucking way this is going to save the company because even if you're splitting into 4 divisions, you still have $40 billion in debt. You still got $40 billion in debt. What the fuck you going to do with that money, bro? You got more debt than some countries. You could split all you want. I don't think this is going to help you at all. Now, here's the problem. Here's the big problem, in my opinion, okay? And this is where I want to bring up the conversation. The big problem with this is that if Warner Brothers is for sale, and according to this and their own post, they're willing to do the following. They're willing to sell the company as a whole, or they're willing to sell IPs that the company owns, right? Or they're willing to sell studios along with the IPs that those studios own. Like they're willing to basically fracture the company and split or sell the company as a whole. It all depends on what they get as an offer, okay? There is not a single thing that anybody can offer that's going to equal their $40 billion in debt, right? So the one thing that I thought of immediately when I saw this is that I worry for whoever ends up purchasing Hogwarts Legacy. That's what I worry about because you guys know I loved Hogwarts Legacy. It was a great game in my opinion. A lot of people obviously agreed with that because it was the number 1 selling game of its year, the number 5 selling game of the next year. It is a $1 billion franchise. It is the game that basically all the wokies love to hate, right? So my biggest concern is to see somebody who is ideologically captured purchase Hogwarts Legacy and turn it into something that the wokies say they're going to buy, but they're actually not going to buy. And then we're going to have a situation where Hogwarts Legacy goes into the shitter because the wrong person bought it. Because I'll tell you right now, the IPs that are going to get purchased right away from Warner Brothers is going to be Hogwarts Legacy, and it's going to be the Lord of the Rings video games as well. That's what it's going to be. Okay. Aside from that, I think everything else can pretty much be a little bit on the back burner. But Hogwarts Legacy will absolutely be something that's going to be heavily bid on by almost everybody, probably. They're going to want to get their hands on that right away. And they're not going to want to take the debt of the company with it. They're going to want to buy that right away. Adair Soto says, what about the Batman series? So the problem with the Batman series is that the legacy got tarnished a little bit by Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. And unfortunately, Rocksteady as a studio has made it very clear that they don't like Batman and what he represents. They rather make something totally different, and they got felted for it. So now they're desperately trying to make another Batman game to get back on the good graces of people. But I don't really know if it's going to be the same that we remember, right? Because the people who made the original Batman games, they're not really the people who are there right now. So, you know, that's the problem, right? So it's not studios that make video games, it's developers. And if the people who left, you know, if the people who left that made the original Batman games, if they're not there, then what the fuck does this new Batman game like? What is that going to look like? You know, so I'm not really like, I'm basically very reserved on the Batman games that are coming out or whatever they're working on. I'm reserved on it because, to be frank, I don't trust the people who are making it. They have to prove us wrong, basically. So anyway, this company is for sale, and we are going to probably see within the next couple of months some bids and announcements of certain studios being sold off, certain games being sold off, IPs being sold off, whatever. We're going to start seeing some announcements. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see what ends up coming from that. All right, like the stream, boys. We're still going. We're still going. Battlefield 6 is being accused of going back on its word. And I want to get you guys' opinion, okay? Please be honest with me as you always are, all right? I will not revive anyone wearing this skin. Battlefield 6 players blast an upcoming blue camo skin, and they believe that this is already breaking DICE's grounded cosmetics promise. I'm going to show you the skin, and I want you to tell me in the chat whether or not it's overboard or if it's fine. Just say overboard or fine so I can get an idea of what people think. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go. Ignore the fact that it's a black guy. Ignore. Actually, let me make the picture. Hold on. There we go. Overboard or fine? Overboard or fine? Okay? Are you leaving this person to die, or are you reviving him? Overboard or fine? It looks fine. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that about 80% of the people in this chat are saying it looks fine. And about 20% of the people are saying that it's overblown. Okay? I am of the idea that I think that this is a lot of blue. I think it's a lot of blue. I think if they would have added a little bit more black, this would be perfectly fine. But I got to tell you, like, I don't understand where are you going to be hiding? Like, bro, you stand out like a sore fucking thumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of blue. But in terms of the design, I think the design is fine. Like, what's wrong with this? I don't think anything's wrong with this. Like, I've seen people wear ridiculous fucking masks like this. Like, I just feel like this is too much blue. You need to add a little bit of black. Add a little bit of black, because this, like, this is not tactical at all, bro. You know what you look like? You look like, I'll tell you this. You look like you're going to play paintball. There you go. You look like you're going to play paintball. You look like you have no idea of any kind of tactical strategy whatsoever. And you're just going out there to fucking play paintball. That's what you look like. It's like if a paintball player got thrown into a battlefield and is like, yep, make do with it, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with the design in terms of the actual graphics. I don't think there's anything wrong with the camo. I don't think there's anything wrong with any of that. I think that this needs more black. I think that this needs a lot more black. The fact that this is gray should not be gray. I think it should be black. You need some dark contrasting colors to really make up for all this blue. You need less blue, and then that'll be fine, right? Other than that, you know, again, I'm like 80-20 on it. I'm 80-20 on it. But what I will say one thing. I will say that this does kind of bring in like a slippery slope, right? Because it does make it seem as if they're edging closer and closer to trying to bring ridiculous skins into the game, right? Maybe it's not quite there yet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's like it's teetering on, okay, it's fine, whatever. But once you start adding bright colors like this to a game that is supposed to be serious, like Battlefield, it's only a matter of time before you do other shit that could be honestly worse, in my opinion. You know, I could see the slippery slope. So if people want to complain about this, fine, I get it. We're trying to hold EA accountable because, you know, greed's gonna greed. And slowly but surely they're gonna do something, you know, ridiculous if you don't talk to them ahead of time. So we will follow up on this and see what EA decides to add after the fact. Because I'll tell you, like, did you guys like the skin that comes with the Phantom Edition? The skin that comes with the Phantom Edition for NATO, the black armored skin, that shit looks legit. And it has a little bit of red on it, just a little bit of red, but most of it's like blacked out. It looks legit. It looks badass. I don't know if I have a picture of it. Let me see. Battlefield 6 NATO Phantom skin. Let me see if I could bring up a picture of it for those of you that haven't played it. Where the fuck is it? Oh my god. So here we go. This is god damn it. This is the picture. Nope, it's not working. Son of a bitch. Sorry, give me 1 second, boys. Right here. Does this work? Nope. What the fuck is all of this? There we go. Got it. Okay, sorry about that. This picture right here is the Battlefield 6 NATO. A little bit of red, blacked out. Looks fucking tough. I like it. You know what I mean? So again, compare this to like Mr. Blue Boy, and I think you're going a little bit extreme on the colors. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to tone it down a little bit. Maybe use a darker blue. You know what I mean? Use a darker blue, perhaps. I feel like that would be better. But again, whatever. Anyway, NATO doesn't use those colors. Yeah, well, you're not actually NATO in the game either. So like you need to have a little bit of suspension here. But still, looks cool. Hypnotic colors. Yeah, maybe I have a little bias to black and red. Okay, maybe I do. All right, I'm okay. I'm okay with admitting that. All right, moving on. We got to keep an eye on EA though, because EA is going to EA eventually. It's only a matter of time. All right, quickly. Steam added a new feature. Okay. I haven't had time to experiment with it. People told me about it when I was playing Tormented Souls on Griffcast earlier today. But Steam has finally added a calendar, apparently. And I was thinking to myself, like, what could a calendar be useful for? And then first thing they told me was, well, it could tell you about new releases. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that's true. But like, is it going to spam you, or can you filter it or edit it? To my knowledge, I think you can filter it. But apparently, they do have a calendar that is now going to be added on Steam. And I got to tell you guys, this is why Steam will just always be better than Epic Games. I'm sorry. It just will. Because Epic Games does not want to add features. Epic Games does not want to innovate. Epic Games just want to sell you shit, and that's it. Right? And they want to get you to play Fortnite. That's really it. Or Steam is adding a fucking calendar, which is... Nobody asked for it, but it's a feature that people are going to absolutely use. And I feel like that's great. That is fantastic. You can set up alerts, says Tiger King. Imagine. So I gotta imagine that how it's going to work is if I see a game, right? If I see a game, not only can you add it on your wish list, but you could probably add it to your calendar. So when you're in a game and you add it to your calendar, you'll get a notification that the game has released or got an update or something along those lines. I feel like that is really important. That's actually really good, considering that I forget when games come out all the time. I forget because I'm constantly like reviewing other games, thinking about other games and everything. So this is going to be very useful. So we shall see how this goes, but I'm going to experiment with this later today if it's live right now and see exactly how it works, and I'll report back to you tomorrow because I haven't used it yet, but I'm excited to go over that. Let's get into this. Where we at? We'll skip this one. Fuck this. I was going to talk about that. No. Oh, can we talk about Scarface? So Scarface, the 2006 Scarface game, a cult classic game. No pun intended, a cult classic Cage. Although I know she's good at for this game. Last night while I was playing Battlefield, I got a message from Cassie, absolutely gooning. Like, we're talking maximum floodgates, right? And I'm like, Cassie, what the fuck's going on? She was losing her mind because on Steam, randomly, when nobody knew this was coming, nobody knew this was happening. On Steam, there was a page for 2006's Scarface, The World Is Yours. Okay? That page went live on Steam and nobody fucking knew about it. Right? Yeah, a lot of people love this game. So, after the Steam page went live, people started freaking out. Players started freaking out, and also the developers started freaking out. Why? Because it wasn't supposed to go live. It was an accident, okay? It was an accident. They had to make a post, and they said, notice regarding Scarface, the world is yours. Hi, everyone. We want to sincerely thank you all who noticed and showed interest in Scarface. We recently entered urgent discussions with multiple parties concerning the project status. Now, after careful consideration, we believe that temporarily hiding the store page is the most appropriate step forward, and we've already begun coordinating with Valve to make that happen shortly. The current page was initially intended as a placeholder while we work through ongoing licensing and technical matters. Unfortunately, the unintended release of certain builds on other platforms caused unexpected complications and concerns. Because of that, we feel it necessary to pause and reevaluate. We want to apologize to this community for the confusion and the concern this situation may have caused. If things change and we're able to bring the game back in the future, we'll let you know right away. This was entirely our responsibility. We also kindly ask that no one harass or share the personal information of anyone involved. Some of our partners working on completely separate projects have already been negatively impacted, and we deeply regret putting them in that position. We accept full responsibility and are committed to doing better. So now the game is taken off Steam, okay? Because I checked myself personally. The game is taken off Steam, so you're not going to be able to see it, okay? However, there is another tidbit to this that's a little bit strange that I want to showcase to you right now. And that has to do with this post over on X regarding Scarface. It says, update. The publisher responsible for releasing Scarface, The World, says it has entered urgent discussions, blah, 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 whatever. However, this is a post that they're quote tweeting, which is from themselves, from the VGC. And it says, this is suspect. A surprise relisting of the 2006 Scarface game on Steam in the Epic Game Store was made without the film IP owner's knowledge, according to a modder whose mod was also used without notice by the studio. So this is highly suspicious, right? And this now brings into question what exactly is going on with this game. You know what I mean? We went from super hype to super right? This is super sus. So do we have another situation where we have somebody who stole a mod to enhance the original game and then turned it into a game for sale? Or was trying to turn it into a game for sale? That's a major fuck up, right? So let's bring up the article really quick to kind of go over it fast. Let me scroll down. Where is that? Nope. Right here. So the listing also claims that when the game is released on Steam, it will include an optional HG graphics update, which uses AI-assisted techniques to improve certain visual elements, right? When Reddit user PC Machinima bought the Epic Game Store version, they discovered that it was essentially the existing PC version of the game with two fan-made patches, Silent Patch and Fusion Fix, pre-installed into the game. This discovery led to a statement on X by Silent, the developer behind the patch, who said that they weren't contacted and informed about its inclusion. They also suggested, presumably from their previous work on the game, that they'd be surprised if the Scarface movie right holders, NBCU Universal, was aware of the release. I know that the holder of the Scarface license wasn't willing to re-release the game, so this is extremely suspect. Simon then followed up with another post saying that they had done some more digging, claiming that the movie IP rights holder appears to be unaware of this and that the store listings were put early in error. At this stage, then, it's possible that the game may not have been authorized release, and players will be advised not to buy the Epic Game Store release until the situation is clarified. Bro. Bro, this has to be one of the biggest, blue ball situation that I have ever seen in a long time, right? Because people were talking about this nonstop last night. People were going crazy, messaging me, tagging me on X, Cassie's gooning, all kinds of nonsense is happening. And then come to find out that we got the biggest fucking whoopsie by far. And there is some extreme nonsense going on right now. So we have a situation where a game is super hype. People were excited. It got released too early. Somebody fucked up. The game got exposed. It's utilizing 2 mods that are fan-made. It's trying to pass it off as its own work, and it's trying to re-release the game and profit from it. Holy shit. Now that's a story. That is a story in and of itself. I don't know if Cassie knows about this yet. I haven't been able to tell her that yet, but I'm sure she knows about it or will know about it at some point before she goes live soon. But that is a massive, massive, massive whoopsie. So if all you guys are excited about this game, unfortunately, I got to deliver the bad news that there's some fuckery going on with this game. Chances are it's probably not going to release, most likely. And chances are that they had reached out to Steam to get a placeholder page, and then we're going to utilize that to try to push the license holder to let them release the game with this mod that they didn't even work on. Just goes to show. Goes to show. All right, boys, let's continue to the next one. Let me X this all out. Crazy shit, man. Crazy. Vampire the Masquerade 2 is getting absolutely felted. Felted. People fucking hate this game. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? Now, we looked at some video for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 on the other stream. I think it was yesterday or the day before. People were losing their shit over this game. The reviews are terrible. Twitter posts are terrible. I only know of a couple of people that say they like it, and that's it. You know, I think old man Cad likes it. He says he's 8 hours into it. He likes it. That's perfectly fine. I'm glad you like it. I just wonder why so many people don't like it. So people are saying it's utter trash. Even Nude. I thought Nude was going to like this game, considering her current, trend that she's on. And even she doesn't like the game. She fucking hates the game, which that one shocked me, to be honest with you. So this is where we're at. And to be honest with you, I'm honestly not surprised considering the development hell that this game was in. I don't know if you guys are aware. This game has been in massive, massive development hell. It has taken out features from the original game, supposedly. And people are saying like the writing is not great, especially later into the game. It is not a good payoff. The characters are not that great as well. Like all kinds of nonsense. And then obviously you have the day one DLC debacle that happened with the game where they tried to charge you $30 for 2 clans, and they ended up backtracking on that and giving it to you for free because they wanted to convince you that they're on your side. Mr. Melancholy says they say it's millennial writing. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. But then again, what isn't millennial writing these days, right? Very few games are not millennial writing because unfortunately, a lot of the writers' room are filled with a bunch of blue-haired psychos that don't really have a lot of work behind their belt, but they got hired anyway because they say the right things and they think the right way. And now they're making and writing on video games that they really shouldn't be writing on. But this is what we experience every day. So unfortunate for this game, because I know a lot of people were hyped for it. Well, they were hyped for it before the DLC announcement. Then they weren't hyped for it, but you get what I'm saying. All right, let's move on to the next one. Light Favorite on Rumble says there is no inventory or stats in the game. How can this be an RPG? Story is trash too, where you end up working under a flamboyant gay Nosferatu that looks like Hunchback. What the fuck kind of description was that? Holy crap, that's insane. All right, did we do all the fast topics? Oh my god, I think we did, boys. Holy shit. Oh my god, we did. Did we? Yes, we did. We got through all the fast topics within an hour. Holy shit. We have 600 people watching and 342 likes. That means we have 250 plus hate watchers that are in this chat right now doing
Fuck,
this.
you got another donation. Add it to the total. Sigh.
So make sure to like the stream so you don't end up like that. Make sure to like the stream. TJAP says we are 201 away from tier 1. Thank you, TJAP. Let's catch up on super chats, and then we're getting into the main topics. We got a lot that we got to cover, boys. A lot that we got to cover. Where did we end off? We got Flip Shazam with a 2. Give us Smash JT's phone number, and we will roast him. I don't have his phone number, unironically, so, and he doesn't have mine. So there you go. When I call him on Discord or I call him on Twitter. That's basically it. Vince MTB with a 2. My pumpkin is ready. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Monkey Man 04 with a 2. UB Slop. Makes sense. Makes sense. And then we got Realm of the Helheim. Raven Rainfall with 1 month saying absolutely nothing. Shout out to Raven Rainfall. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's it for YouTube. We got Anti-Federalist Pain over on Rumble dropping a 5 membership.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Anti-Federalist Pain. Thank you so much for the 5 membership banger. I appreciate that. Adam Juma with $1. Look up the Air Force uniform. The uniform is more blue than Battlefield uniform, and there are Air Force personnel working on the ground. Okay. I will do that. Are they in combat with that though? Like, are they running around with like bright blue uniforms in urban environments or something like that? Adam Juman with $1 says Paramount Skydance was in negotiations to buy WB, but they wanted more than $20 a share for investors, but the stock is only worth about $18 a share. Well, yeah, they're not Saudis, right? They're not going to pay like 200% premium on the shares. You know, they're not going to do that. Denariah with a 5 says F the AAA games, but Megapunk, nice. Escape from Duck Off, nice. And Ball X Pit, and already I'm addicted to Ball X Pit. I can't remember last AAA game I played that was this engaging and fun. What the hell is Ball X Pit? Ball X Pit. What is that? Let me look that up. SteamDB. Ball X Pit. What the fuck is that? Wow, it's a lot of people playing this game. Ball X Pit. $15. Of course, it's $15. That's, I'm telling you, man, 20 and under. 20 and under is the price point. Ball X Pit. It's on sale, actually. Oh, no, it's not. I lied. I thought it was, but it's not. Let's check this out. I'm curious. What's got Denariah so interested? Let's see.
Descend into a fast-paced fantasy roguelike that plunges treasure seekers into a bottomless...
Yo, why the fuck is every game a roguelite, bro? That's a rhetorical question. I already know why every game is a roguelite. It's because when you only have the ability to make a 3 to 4 hour game and you have to try to convince people that they can get 40 plus hours out of it, the only way to do that is with roguelite elements. Roguelite is now being utilized by most developers to artificially inflate their game to be longer than it actually is. That's just the truth. I'm sorry. Now, that's not to say that there's not good roguelites, because there is, right? I played the Ninja Turtle game. That shit was awesome. But the truth is that, you know, that's what roguelites are. Roguelites are the new Souls games where everybody and their mother is trying to do it, except it's more beneficial for the developer than a Souls-like game is, because they could just use it to say, you'll get 100 hours out of my game. You know?
This abyss teeming with monstrous hordes to be obliterated as you wield over 50 unique balls in devastating combinations.
Oh, no wonder Denariah likes this shit, man. He gets to play with over 50 balls. He gets to play with over 50 balls. I don't know if it's all at once, but you know, balls.
Balls in devastating combinations. Wait, did that say 50? That's wrong. 60. Over 60 unique balls.
That's when Denariah got bricked. Denariah was like, I was at 50. Now 60? Bricked.
Trust me, I know. I found them all. You see, while any two balls can be fused together for an additive...
That actually legit looks fun. I'm not even going to lie to you. I fucking hate you, Denariah, because now I'm going to want to buy this. Now I'm going to want it. This reminds me of, you know, those games that you would play that's like Pong, but you destroy bricks or whatever? You know, there's all different kind of names for that. That's what it looks like, but with like DPS numbers. That's kind of how it looks.
Combination of their powers and effects, certain pairs can be evolved together, becoming a completely new ball with its own unique powers and effects and tactical applications. And this new ball can also be fused to another ball or possibly evolved again into a newer new ball.
Wait, you could evolve your nuts? Bro, you could evolve your nuts? That's crazy. That's crazy.
With its own new powers and effects and applications, and the ability to be fused or maybe even evolved again. It just keeps going. But there's more to Ball Pit than battle. Rebuild Balbalon with over 70 buildings. That's so many buildings, and they all do something, either yielding resources or providing upgrades or unlocking new characters. Over a dozen.
Bro, I do not have time, bro. There's no way, dude. There's no way. This game looks amazing. I already don't even have time to fucking play Escape from Duck-Off, bro. Like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God, what the fuck?
Heroes with game-changing playstyles, and they're all great. They're the only friends I have left except for Kenny. Kenny's son and friends made this game, and I simply have to count as one of those friends by now. I've been playing this game all through its development, and it's only gotten bigger and better and ballier, and I'd live in New Balbalon if I could.
He said bigger, better, and ballier, bro.
Sound effects are so incredibly satisfying, and everything looks so squeezable. I know the game is done or whatever, but
Hey, yo, everything looks so squeezable, bro. Deadroy, what game you playing, man? What game you playing?
I need more, so I need you to buy Ball Pit, so it makes $1 bajillion, so Kenny has to make more Ball Pit. So more people buy Ball Pit, so Kenny makes more Ball Pit, so buy Ball Pit. Available now.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. This was a great trailer because it was funny. This was a great trailer. Like, whoever made this trailer, great job, because it was actually pretty good. This sold me on this game. I'm not even lying. I'm wishlisting it right now, bro. This, so I can remind myself. This literally sold me, bro. Holy shit, Ball Pit. Yo, indie games are winning. Indie games are literally winning, and it's unbelievable. We are in such an amazing time in gaming, and we're also in a terrible time in gaming. It's happening all at the same time. So there you go. Fluffy Murder Machine for 8 months of legendary status says absolutely nothing. Shout out to Fluffy Murder Machine, man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Little Jim's Halo. Widow 2, did you see what the Mirror posted? F the media. What, the Mirror? No, I didn't see what they posted. No, I didn't see that. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. And I think that's it. We caught up on Rumble. Yep, we caught up on Rumble. We did the Anti-Federalist paying memberships. Perfect. All right, boys. Thank you guys so much for the insane support. Appreciate it. I think we're like 180 or something away from tier 1, something like that. Let me set up really quick because again, we have a lot that we got to talk about, bro. This is like, I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin. Let's start with The Gamer. Let's start with The Gamer, the number one website, The Gamer. How about that? Boom. Oh man, grab your popcorn, boys. I have water. Good. Let me drink water. Hold on, I'm gonna need it. T-Jep corrected me. We're 174.99 away from tier 1. Thank you, T-Jep. I appreciate that, boy. I appreciate that. All right. So, first main topic of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Whiskey? No, I don't drink. First main topic of the evening. The Gamer. A website that has targeted multiple content creators. A website that has ran defense for multiple studios, journalists, and everything under the sun. A website that would convince you that games like Dragon Age: The Veilguard is a 9 out of 10 and you should buy it, otherwise you're bigoted. But then would somehow try to convince you that, you know, YouTubers that speak out against the industry are all right-wing Nazis. This website has now suffered massive layoffs. They've come home. As Asmongold always says, they've come home, ladies and gentlemen. They have come home to their job at McDonald's. They've come home, right? So we're going to talk about this. We got a lot of different posts to cover. We got the article from the VGC. I think it's ironic when gaming journalists cover other gaming journalists losing their jobs, because I think to myself, I'm like, broski, you're probably next. Most likely, if this continues the way it's going. We're going to talk about a post from Master TDS, from Kyle. We got so much shit. We got some stats to go over. So much shit, boys. So we're gonna start off right here. And maybe we'll read some comments, right? Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. All right. Let's get into it, boys. 177 away from tier 1. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well. Here we are in the month of October of the year 2025. The Gamer, one of the most prominent gaming websites known to man. The ones who would make sure to tell you that if you disagree with what the mainstream gaming industry is doing for gamers, that you are somehow bigoted, a Nazi, a chud, right? A transphobe, homophobe. Think of whatever phobe word you could possibly utilize, and they will call you it if it means that they can maintain their access. Well, it looks like, unfortunately, that the people that work at the Gamer are now mostly laid off because apparently, according to the VGC, the Gamer has suffered widespread layoffs, according to the former staff that are probably complaining about it over on LinkedIn. Now, people are obviously going to be celebrating this because the Gamer is notorious for being one of those websites that consistently attacks gamers, consistently attacks YouTubers, consistently attacks literally everybody that doesn't agree with, hardcore progressive ideology. Just to remind you, Master TDS and Kyle both have posts that we're going to go over showcasing some of the history from the Gamer. But first, I want to touch on the article from the VGC. So they wrote the following: the Gamer website suffers widespread editorial layoffs. It's the latest in a series of job losses across games media. Just so you're aware, games media has suffered so much that more than 1,200 video game journalists have left, and left is like, when they say left, you already know what it means by left, right? I'm going to say forcibly removed, but let's just read it the way they typed it. Game journalists have left major publications in the past 2 years alone and have not returned to the media, according to data supplied to the VGC. So over 1,200 journalists, if you even want to call them that, have finally returned home, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Just like Asmongold posted, welcome home. That is correct. The gaming journalists have discovered their destiny. So what we're going to do is we'll come back to the comments here. Let's go back to the VGC article and let's see exactly what they have to say from the people who actually got laid off. So on Wednesday, several former members of the site's editorial teams took to social media to announce that they've been laid off. According to multiple former employees speaking anonymously to the VGC, entire section teams have been decimated. Decimated. It always comes home, boys. It always comes home. Oh, tell me Jade King is one. Jade King, there's no way Jade King is one of them. Of course not. Of course not. Because they never want to, oh my God, they never want to fire the people who have the protective identity. They never want to fire them. They always keep them because they don't want the PR shitstorm. They want to be able to fire these people, make it seem more attractive to a potential buyer, and then they're going to sell off the website and all the remaining activists with it. That's normally how they do it, just like they did it with Kotaku. Kotaku, guess what? Did not get rid of the one trans person that they had working at Kotaku. Just like Jade King at The Gamer did not get fired because they're one of the only trans people over at The Gamer. Of course they're not. They're not going to do it. Anyway, let's talk about it. So they've been decimated. According to those that are still at the outlet, The Gamer will continue in a slimmed down form, though those who remain aren't clear on how that will manifest. Here's how it's going to manifest. I'm going to explain to you right now. Just like I've told you in many videos and just like I told you in many streams, they are replacing journalists with AI, and they're having 1 or 2 journalists remain on staff to edit whatever articles that the AI prints out, and they're going to make up some AI-made fake personas to make it seem as if they still have journalists working there, and they're going to put out those articles that are going to be managed by the people who are still there. That is how they're going to do this. I'm telling you right now, because that is how most of these websites are doing this, right? If they have lost over 1,200 journalists from these websites, how is it that they looked just as staffed as ever? How is that possible? It's going to be AI, 100%. According to staff who spoke at the VGC, these layoffs have been expected, but the scale has surprised those who are still at the site. Why would it surprise you? Why would it surprise you the scale of layoffs that are hitting all of these websites? Why would it surprise any of you? The only way that it would surprise you is if you were truly believing the echo chamber that you guys purposely put yourselves in. You guys don't want to understand the other side. You don't want to understand the world at large. You don't want to understand the changing of the times. You don't want to understand any of that. So when reality sits in and it hits you hard, you're looking around like, well, what the hell happened? Because you guys were not paying attention purposefully. The VGC has reached out to Valnet for comment. The gamer was founded in 2017, and the gamer's parent company, Valnet, is also behind OpenCritic, Game Rant, and as of earlier this year, Polygon. Features lead Jade King took to X to confirm that his entire team had been let go as part of the reshuffle at the site. Think about this, guys. Jade King's entire team that worked under him has been let go, but he was not let go. Imagine that. The leader of the team gets to stay and takes no responsibility for the failure of their team, but the entire team gets to get let go. Why is that? Why is that? And I guarantee you that people who got let go are still going to sit there and take it on the chin because they don't want to speak out against their leader that has identity protection. That is the reason why you guys will consistently fail every single time, because you'll never say anything. Right? Why is the leader of the team staying, but everybody else going? That makes no sense whatsoever. But anyway, let's continue. News editor Rhiannon Bevan, who remains at the site at the time of writing, wrote on Blue Sky, the gamer is losing so much talent today. It breaks my heart. On a personal, professional level, I cannot put the loss into words. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. The words you're going to put is, I'm glad it's not me. That's basically it. These job losses are the latest in what has been a difficult period for games media. In May, popular outlet Polygon was sold to Valnet, which resulted in many staff, including the editor-in-chief Chris Plante, losing their jobs. Yes, so I forgot to mention that earlier. So the Polygon experienced massive layoffs from Valnet. Now you have the gamer experiencing massive layoffs from Valnet. Guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that Game Rant, who's also under Valnet, is going to experience massive layoffs if they haven't already. They are cleaning house. They are cleaning house. They don't want to deal with you guys. They can, if they want to push activism, they could do it for free. They can utilize AI to be good little liberal drones if they really wanted to. They don't got to pay you to be liberal drones. They could just use robots for that. Also in May, cult favorite video game outlet Giant Bomb faced significant staff departures as part of a dispute with its then owner Fandom. Following this, the site staff purchased the brand from Fandom and has persevered with a fan-supported model. No, they haven't. Have you guys looked at Giant Bomb's numbers? They're horrible. Like, why would you? They have a team of 4 people making less money than YouTube channels that have a team of 1 person. Like, way less money. Like, what are you talking about? Persevered. They are literally living on a bare minimum to try to stay alive. That's what they're doing because they don't want to admit that they're in trouble. In any case, let's move on. So, Master of TDS has a great post here that I wanted to go over. He says the following: since the gamer just announced a wave of editorial layoffs, I wanted to take a moment to highlight some of the staff's greatest accomplishments by revisiting a few of their standout articles from the past few years. As for why they had to lay off people, we may never know. Now, obviously, he is being facetious here. We know exactly what's going on. Here's some screenshots of some of the articles they've worked on and some of the great talent that was at the gamer, right? Number 1, Sora doesn't understand love in Kingdom Hearts, and it might be because of compulsory heterosexuality. Yes. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm like that's actually an article, and that was an article from this year, by the way. Unpacking the queerness of Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, I'm not kidding. People are mad Dragon's Dogma 2 thinks they're gay. Okay, nice. Like a Dragon Infinite Worlds Bet's story is about gay lobsters. Okay. Let's keep going. This is a lot of talent, right? The Legend of Zelda has always been queer. That's a good one, by the way. I love The Legend of Zelda has always been queer because these people are so desperate. They are so desperate to try to make Link trans. They really want Link to be trans. They're trying to like co-opt Zelda as a franchise, and they're trying to do it through Link being always genderless or trans or whatever nonsense. They are constantly doing this stuff. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are the most queer Pokemon games yet. That's amazing, right? Baldur's Gate 3 hired a voice actor just for all the sex noises. Again, guys, this is massive levels of talent. I'm sorry if you guys don't understand the level of talent here. I don't even understand it, right? We are witnessing godlike talent on our, on our hands right now. Assassin's Creed Shadows was always going to be queer. Now, on that one, I don't disagree with because it's Ubisoft, so we kind of always knew that was going to happen. So maybe they're right about that one. By the way, guys, just so you're aware, Sora, I forgot to mention this. Sora is a young boy. Is a young boy, right? So I don't understand why you're worried about like a 14, 15-year-old boy's sexuality. I don't understand that, but I'm gonna let them rock. I'm gonna let the gamer rock. Listen, guys, let the gamer rock, okay? They just want, love is love for them, whatever. Turns out Starfield has sex and you could do it with a jetpack on. Nice. Interesting. Gamers are already asking modders to add sex to Starfield. Nice. Sorry, gamers. Looks like there's no sex in Starfield. They really want sex in Starfield. Wow, that's a thing. 4 years ago, a cartoon called She-Ra changed my gay little life. My gay little life is something definitely like that. That's something. That's something. Yes, I reinstalled Horizon Forbidden West because Aloy is gay now. That's all it took. Hetero, uninstall. Gay, install. Of course. Colombian government sort of apologizes for hoping Luigi is gay. Queerness is everywhere in Spider-Man 2. Why Mortal Kombat Sindo is a queer icon. Put Aloy's queerness front and center in the next Horizon game. Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores review bombed because of queer romance. Can we be normal about Aloy's queerness, please? It's amazing how they're constantly asking people to be normal about sexuality. Meanwhile, they're the ones that are constantly talking about it. When everybody's like, hey, can we stop hearing about your sexuality? We really don't have to hear about that. They're like, yes, that's fine. But hey, by the way, did you know that I suck dick as a man? It's like, bro, I don't need to know that. And they're like, yes, okay, fine. I'll stop talking about it. But really quick, I licked the balls of a man. It's like, bro, you don't have to talk about that, bro. Like, can we just play video games and talk about like maybe the industry or something like that? Okay, sure, that's fine. I promise I won't write any gay articles, right? I promise I won't write any gay articles. But did you know that as a games journalist, I lick the ass of other men? Like, bro, anyway. So this one says Pride Month picks Doctor Who will mean so much to a new generation of queer kids. And again, why are you worrying about the sexuality of children is beyond me, but I mean, this is where we're at. It keeps going. This keeps going over and over and over. Life is Strange has always been a gay game. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Holy shit. Like, what? Square Enix reportedly didn't want Life is Strange to be the gay game. Bro, that is an oxymoron. Reportedly didn't want Life is Strange to be the gay game, but then somehow it's always been a gay game. What? Sidon is engaged, and I'm not sure my gay ass will ever forgive him. Last of Us star Bella Ramsey says her gay army protects her from trolls. I mean, guys, this is top tier work. It doesn't get better. The fact that there's this many screenshots and most of them are from this year alone is insanity. How many articles of gay are they constantly talking about? I don't know. Right? Bears riding bear mounts. Here's how you could join the Elder Scrolls Online's Pride Parade this year. Polyneo Whitestrake was a gay cyborg from the future. Oblivion Remaster fans debate the origins of Tamriel's mightiest hero. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream is doing it for the gays. Tomodachi Life Living the Dreams trailer has fans convinced gay romance will be included this time. How many Pikmin would it take to carry a dead body? What a random way to end that. Anyway, shout out to Master and TDS. That is absolutely amazing. Now we have Kyle over here doing some more due diligence. Now, Kyle goes a little bit more extreme, so I can't wait to see this. He says the following: the gamer is as garbage of a site as Kotaku. And when you see articles from Stacey Henley and Jade King, understand that you're getting an agenda-heavy transgender perspective. This is Jade King, I believe. Yeah. So anyway, this is some of the articles that Kyle decided to clip, right? So this is Stacey Henley. Diablo 4's Megan Fox advertisement is sexist and dated, but it didn't need to be. Okay. Stop using mods to make female characters prettier. Let's talk about bullying people for playing Hogwarts Legacy, which, by the way, I thought you guys claimed that we're the bullies. I thought you guys claimed that we're the chuds. We're the, like, what are we doing? Cammy's classic outfit should have never been brought back to Street Fighter. The big news in the wake of Hogwarts Legacy launch is that a cisgender white girl cried about it. Oh my God. Holy shit. That was I apologize for people watching the video. That was a jump scare. I was not ready for that. Capcom is horny as hell, and I'm totally here for it. Wholesome and horny is the future by Jade King. Okay. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 needs to avoid being weirdly horny anime. But what? By Jade King. What? Bro, hold on. Jade King, Capcom is horny as hell, and I'm totally here for it. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 needs to avoid being weirdly horny anime nonsense. What? How do you... This was the contradiction. I don't understand. How do you do this? What? This was in the same year. In February of 2022, he's like, Capcom horny? Yes. In April of 2022, he's like, Xenoblade Chronicles horny? No. That doesn't make any sense. What the fuck is going on here? Oh my God, bro. Anyway, so guys, this is going down this memory lane, okay? And the funny thing is, I recognize some of these articles because I think I've covered them in videos. Going down memory lane here really provides some context to just see the absolute hypocrisy, the absolute activism, the absolute nonsense, and the extent of their talent that they love to talk about. They love to talk about being so talented. They're so amazing. They're really truthfully great people that really love the gaming industry and love to do XYZ with the industry, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all nonsense. 1,200 video game journalists have left major publications and they have not come back. And you know what I say to that? Welcome home. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. Let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys on the next one. Welcome home. Welcome home, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome home. Let's get some fries in the chat, boys. The name tag says kick me. I didn't even realize that. Skag, Kino Casino just gave you a shout out. Our boy is massive. What? No way. Really? Get the fuck out of here. They're streaming on Kick right now? Let me look into that. Kino Casino. Kino Casino. Let's see. Can you find on Kick now? When did that happen?
I hope you'll pop over on, if you're one of the 1,000 people watching on YouTube right now, maybe
it's out the YouTube number.
Bro, these costumes are insane.
Listen, if
they're
just 10
They're so
people
good.
could sign up, it's like, bro, that's $60. 60 hungry
Members for 3.5 years.
What?
Like, it's never.
Buddy, it's limited time only.
A few minutes ago? Was it before or after?
20%.
And
like $60.
Someone says it's 10
talking about. The reason I included this is because in the next clip he'll say, "When do I ever beg or ask for support?"
Oh,
and it's
before
like,
this. How much before this, bro?
Provide in the daily live streams, but also
was it before the quartering?
They don't know.
You get no super chat. I'm not upset about it.
Look at how he's seething.
Is this the true Kingdom Hearts 4? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's the same thing with you. Why don't you?
It's amazing.
This is the ultimate.
Is this
us,
right?
Yeah. It's Red.
Damn it! Give me a timestamp. Okay. I got
Open the book, planet.
Oh, come on! Don't stop playing the song. No.
I think I see them in chat.
We need timestamps because the quartering talks like at two. Like he talks so fucking slow. We need timestamps. We'll be here forever.
You want a deal where you had to
other platforms?
I'm gonna skim through.
Wait, he makes no money at all?
That was literally on Monday we covered that.
Yeah.
Where he said he doesn't make money from other platforms.
So many lies that it's hard to keep him straight.
Now, when that contract's up, yeah.
Okay.
Better clock.
Say iDubbbz, yeah.
Mickey let himself go. It
Aldo,
was crazy.
Boston
Lol
Jack.
cows.
You know what?
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of them do. Never mind.
Yeah,
Not just
yeah.
you, Jer.
It's not just you, Jer.
Actually, a
What's
lot
funny
of
is there's
people.
really nothing unique to Jer.
Ralph.
You know,
like
Are those HD 600 headphones?
It's
I don't know.
weird.
Are they?
Like
Are those
if
expensive?
I just put on their stream where they're obsessing about me not getting enough
I know that guy.
Jeremy, the
Not
forceless
personally, but
troll. They're
banning him.
He banned for right to reply. Jeremy of the quartering.
It was about
turn
10 minutes
over
ago,
your financial
Mash AT says.
documents to me.
Look at
Here is
that.
his hairline.
So right here.
Ard.
Yes, he's
Yes, sir.
obsolete. And that's why he's so desperate to try and make as much cash as he can now.
I'm at
Because
the
he
10-minute
knows
mark.
soon it's lights out. He's cooked.
Exactly.
you head on over to the quartering.com/join. If you do, you can
The activities,
It's even run. He has guys.
activities like months.
His scuckles. He's
Discord.
lights
All right,
out.
How about this? How about this? Skeg. Because I gotta continue my content. Skeg. Skeg, do me a favor, or Smash, because I know Smash, you're good at this. Can you clip it for me and send me the video if you don't mind, so I can continue what I gotta do here. Clip it, and send me the clip the lead up and the aftermath, and then send it to me, and then we'll do that from here. All right, let's continue, boys. Let's continue. Thank you, Smash. You're the best. All right. Next topic. We're gonna cover the next topic, boys. Skeg says found it. All right, so clip it and send it to Smash or whatever. It's fine. 155.30. Well, I already clicked it off, so it's fine. There's a clip channel, so it might show up. Yeah, I know there is. All right, let's talk about now Star Wars Outlaws. Let's talk about Star Wars Outlaws, ladies and gentlemen. Star Wars Outlaws is let me see if he's right. 155.30. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, it is here. Okay, I'll just play it here. Don't worry about it, Smash. I got it, I think.
It could do
Fumbles
his
the
job.
news.
To
He
be honest, AI would do a better job than the quartering. I would rather
Would
watch
or
an
does?
AI. You know, seriously, he does a far worse job than an AI channel would. I would way rather watch AI read me. At least they wouldn't read it to me slow like that. Holy.
By the way, we're living in an era where, you know, if you want your anti-woke news, you have Smash JT, you have a Hypnotic, you got Vera, you got all these people who are actually like energetic and entertaining and quick and post the right amount, one video a day, not 19 nothing burgers a day.
Yes.
So you're living in a competition era where you're being hard.
Yes, he's
Yes, sir.
obsolete. And that's why he's so desperate to try and make as much cash as he can now. Because he knows soon it's lights out.
Shout out Kino Casino, man. Much appreciated for the call out. That is awesome. That is awesome. Fair assessment. Yeah, I would agree with that. Fair assessment. However, they got one thing wrong. Smash JT does indeed upload 19 nothing burger. No, okay, I'm done. I told you, nobody roasts Smash JT more than we do privately. Smash, would you agree with that? I was trying to tell the chat. The other day. Not the other day, early in the stream. I'm retarded, by the way. I was trying to tell the chat because they're like, we roast Smash JT, and I'm like, dude, nobody roasts Smash JT more than we do privately. Is that true? Would you agree with that? You can be honest. Does your chat roast you more, or do we roast you more? You can be honest. All right, let's get into the topics, man. We got to go over Ubisoft and Star Wars Outlaws because yeah, it's a thing, boys. It's a thing. Smash says, "Yep, that's very true." There you go. See, I told you. And everybody's like, "Oh, they're in echo chambers. All they do is agree with each other." Nope. I'll be roasting Smash at least 5 times a day, at the bare minimum. All right, boys. Ladies and gentlemen. We got another one. we got another one. Another situation, boys. Bro, I have to make a welcome home clip, and I'm gonna include it in all my videos that talk about this stuff because welcome home is a thing. I think welcome home should be the meme of the chuds, right? That's what I think. I think that the chuds need a mascot, and I think the mascot should be the welcome home meme, in my opinion. Right? So in any case, let's go over now Star Wars Outlaws. So just to give you some context before the video, Star Wars Outlaws is the game that they tried to convince you is a massive success, which, by the way, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the lying of the industry, both in this topic and the Ghost of Yote topic, because the Ghost of Yote topic I have today is a long one. We got a lot of history to go over. So, and we're going to cover some of that history here in this video too. So now we have Star Wars Outlaws that has now come home after trying to convince everybody that they were in fact perfectly fine. Okay. And it's not even just Star Wars Outlaws Studio, which is called, what is it, Maximum or Massive Entertainment, right? They're massive right now. They need to rename themselves to Small Entertainment since they're firing so many people. But it's not even just that. Ubisoft has also apparently fired some other developers as well. The Trials developer, Ubisoft, Red Links to lose 60 employees in layoffs and to become a mobile developer. Okay? So this shit is happening all across the board. This is happening to a company that sent out a letter to their employees when they got essentially partnered with Tencent on a more serious level. They sent out a letter to their employees and they tried to tell people, oh, everything's fine. Don't worry. We're fine. Everything's good. We got space for everybody. We're gonna try our best to keep everybody. Yeah, I agree, Deco Leader. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the beginning of the end. This is the industry crash happening right before our eyes. And to be fair, this has been happening all year. All year, this has been happening. And last year, this has been happening. But this is ramping up now. It's ramping up. So here we go. Let's talk about this. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we got another one. Yep, that's right. Ubisoft's amazing video game. The game that everybody tried to convince you was a massive success. The game that all the shills tried to tell you was a big hit. The game that they tried to call you a grifter for calling out the issues with the game that weren't even related to how the main character looked. Because let's be very frank, there was a lot of problems with Star Wars Outlaws that were not even tied to the look of the character. Obviously, the look of the character was a problem for people, but there was way other more important issues like how the game ran, how the game was broken, how the gameplay was broken, how they ended up removing stealth pretty much from the game, even though they designed the game to be focused on stealth because it played that poorly. There were so many things that were wrong with this game that people try to convince you was perfectly fine. Like everything is good, right? Don't worry about it. Certain people try to convince you not to worry about the game and that you're just a grifter for complaining about it. Well, I am here to tell you that those people are going to be very quiet, right? Those people are going to be very quiet because they're always quiet. Every time they come home, and what do I mean by coming home? Well, I just mean by, coming home. Every time they come home, the shills that promote the game to gain access or maintain their access are suddenly very quiet and have nothing to say. So I said the following on X. The studio behind Star Wars Outlaws, refusing to acknowledge the truth, is now using corpo speak to avoid telling everyone that they're firing people because, well, you can't let the super success narrative go away. Instead, now we are giving people the opportunity to fire themselves, only if they want to, and we are helping them along the way. LOL, wow, man. Corporations. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Hypnotic, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, look at the post here that was made by Massive Entertainment. And in this video, we're going to cover how Massive Entertainment is performing massive layoffs. And not only that, how Ubisoft is also firing 60 developers and making one of their studios become a mobile developer in a time where they were trying to convince people after the Tencent buyout, the 25% stake in the new subsidiary, they were trying to convince people who were not part of that new subsidiary that everything was going to be okay. Don't worry about it, right? So let's cover Massive Entertainment. Here's what they said, and you guys tell me in the comments down below, as you like the video, what do you think about the gaslighting that's happening right now? Because they don't even want to tell you that they're firing people. I have never seen anything like this, where they try to convince everybody that this is not what's happening, although it is what's happening. Here's what they said. As part of our ongoing evolution and long-term planning, we have recently realigned our teams and resources to strengthen our roadmap, ensuring our continued focus on the Division franchise and the technologies, including Snowdrop and Ubisoft Connect, that power our video games. To support this transition responsibly, we introduce a voluntary career transition program, giving eligible team members the opportunity to take their next career step on their own terms, supported by a comprehensive package that includes financial and career assistance. Massive Entertainment remains fully committed to our roadmap and to creating great experiences for players around the world, including the Division 2, the Division 2 Survivors, the Division Resurgence, and the Division 3. These projects continue with strength, focus, and ambition, and we look forward to sharing more in the future. Now, the first thing I thought of when I saw this was, oh, you're committed to your roadmap, but what about Star Wars Outlaws? Is Star Wars Outlaws not getting any extra content that you guys were talking about for who knows how long now? What happened to Star Wars Outlaws? You're not going to make any more content for that? You're going to focus only on the Division? That's number one. Number two, what the fuck is a voluntary career transition program? So you mean to tell me that you're talking to people and you're saying, hey, do you want to be fired? Do you want to leave our company voluntarily with a package before we fire you involuntarily without a package? Is that what you're telling me? Would you like to get laid off today? Imagine going to the office and seeing these people pull you into the room and they say, hey, how would you like to have a permanent vacation with pay? The only stipulation is that you can't come back. That's the only stipulation. I have never seen this amount of gaslighting in my life. And I got to ask the question, who the fuck do they think they're talking to? Who do they genuinely believe that they're talking to? I guess at the end of the day, they're probably talking to the shills that tried to convince everybody that this game was a massive success, right? All the people that tried to write all kinds of bullshit articles, all the people that try to convince you that you're some sort of grifter or whatever for calling out the bugs and the issues and the gameplay problems with the game. They tried to make the conversation only about the woman. That's what they tried to do. They tried to make the conversation only about the main character because they wanted to centralize the conversation, remove all the valid criticism, and only make it about the woman so they could call you a chud and call you a misogynist and call you a bigot in the hopes that it would somehow garner sales for the game and defend the game. But at the end of the day, you always come home. That's the problem. You always come home. And here's the thing. And like I said, we're going to go over a bunch of things. So get some popcorn, stick around. We got a lot we got to talk about in this video. We have another situation here. Trials developer Ubisoft Red Links is going to lose 60 employees in layoffs and become a mobile developer. So they, I don't mean to laugh, but again, this is another prime example of them trying to tell you one thing and doing something completely different, right? A statement posted on the studio's website says that Ubisoft is moving forward with a restructuring proposal for Red Links as part of the company's global efforts to simplify, reduce costs, and ensure a stronger prioritization and efficiency across the company's worldwide studio network. Red Links says that it would negotiate with studio staff before making a decision on the proposal, which focuses primarily on the administration and production teams. These negotiations with the staff are scheduled to start on October 30th and will end by the end of November. Now, I find this to be so interesting to me because these people are so scared to fire these activists that instead of flat out firing their asses, they're trying to negotiate on their layoff. They're trying to say, listen, we'll fire you, but here's the deal. We're going to make it nice and sweet for you. They're literally trying to negotiate with the people that they want to fire. And this is happening all across Ubisoft. This is insane. I have never seen anything like this. Honestly, it's fucking hilarious. Right? So we have an article from PC Gamer. It says the following. Ubisoft has come up with a new way to avoid saying the word layoffs with a voluntary career transition program offer that some employees won't be able to refuse. Now, here's the great thing, right? I'm happy that the gaming journalists can even see through the bullshit that Ubisoft is doing. If the gaming journalists are not believing your nonsense, I don't think anybody will. And I find that to be funny because if you look at my post here, I showcased the following. I said, are you sure? Jade King from The Gamer, who, by the way, is the only one employed at The Gamer now, and everybody under his team was fired due to his bad leadership. But somehow, and you guys all know how, Jade King was able to keep his job. Just makes you wonder how that's possible, right? History is going to be kind to the Star Wars Outlaws. Are you sure about that? because this was written in September 30th of 2024, and now here we are in October 2025, and everybody knows that history was not kind to Star Wars Outlaws. So are you sure about that? These are the people that want you to listen to them as the authority in gaming. You have another article from Luke Plunkett saying Star Wars Outlaws is the good Star Wars, a video game for a less civilized age. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? This was written December 4, 2024 during primetime shilling for Star Wars Outlaws. And I'm sure I'd even bother going through all the tweets that these shills over on X like to utilize, because let's be real, man, these people only care about their access. Okay, that's plain and fucking simple. Either that, or they're getting some really good rage bait over on X that is proving to be very valuable for them, and that's what they care about. Or they just want to be anti-chud, right? Which is fine. You want to be anti-chud, go for it. It's perfectly okay. If you want to shadow box the perception of your enemy, you're more than welcome to do that. You're fighting with yourself at the end of the day, because most of the time the chuds aren't even fighting with you. At least not me anyway. I don't bother with these fucking people on X. But I got some more. Polygon, which by the way suffered massive layoffs as well this year. Star Wars Outlaws is better than you think it is. It's worth playing for Sabak alone. This was written in May 18th of 2025, desperately trying to make Star Wars Outlaws a thing, even though it failed miserably. We have an article from, Rolling Stone Gaming. We all know the people who work for Rolling Stone Gaming, because clearly people go to the Rolling Stone for their gaming news. Outlaws is one of the best Star Wars games ever made. With a scoundrel sense of wonder and wit, it nails the vibe of a galaxy far, far away by Christopher Cruz on August 26th of 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is only 4 of the many that I could have screenshotted, but I didn't want to fill the thread too much, obviously. I wanted to just make my point, and that's basically it. So with all this being said, people have been saying for the longest time that this game has been failing. And you would have people try to gaslight you and tell you, no, the game is not failing. The game is actually a massive success. It sold over 1 million copies, blah, 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 whatever. And I want you guys to all understand that they always come home after a while, right? They always come home. It doesn't matter what the story is. Eventually, it's only a matter of time before they come home. And the reason why is, I'm going to cover this in another video too, but I want you guys to remember something that was happening with another video game that they tried desperately to convince you was a massive success, and now the studio is pretty much gone, okay? Dragon Age: The Veilguard breaks records for EA and BioWare. November 2024, right? Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Launch beats Jedi Survivor to make it EA's biggest ever single-player game on Steam. Shut up. I don't care about your ads. EA CEO explains Dragon Age: The Veilguard's success. Right? Dragon Age: The Veilguard opens up as BioWare's best Steam launch with 70,000 concurrent players and rising. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody understands that when they try to tell you that these games, that you know the numbers aren't adding up, right? Like something's got to give. The numbers are not adding up. Just like with Ghosts of Yotei, that I'm going to talk about in another video because we got more numbers that we got to go over. When the numbers don't add up, you're going to come home eventually. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And when the shills try to convince you on X, don't listen to these grifters, these chuds or whatever. We have the real numbers. An authoritative source told me that XYZ game sold and it sold well, and that's it, and I believe it, right? Just understand that every time they say that, they always say that with their full chest, and they never have a number. They never have any, like they have nothing. It's always something that's very vague. If they were very successful, they would give you a number, because that way people could do their math or whatever. They could figure it out. If they're not successful, they're not going to give you a number. They're just going to give you a ranking. They're going to be as vague as humanly possible, because the more vague they could be, the better, right? Because that way they can look at you and say, well, trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. That's what it is. Trust me. Right? Right now, there is a ranking that is going around for Ghosts of Yotei that I'm going to cover in another video, but I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek to make my point about Star Wars Outlaws. There is a ranking going around right now saying that Ghosts of Yotei was the number 4 best-selling game in the month of September for the year 2025, obviously. And number 1 was Borderlands. Number 2 was NBA 2K26. Number 3 was EA Sports. Number 5 was Madden NFL 26. And number 5 was Helldivers. What made me realize that there's something super sus about this is 2 things, and it's always about being vague, okay? Number 1, There's no copies sold. There's a reason for that. Number 2, this video game and its ranking is as useless as the Steam top seller list. Why do I say that? Because I always criticize Steam's top seller list. Why do I do that? Because Steam's top seller list goes by dollar amount. It goes by how much revenue estimated the game made. It doesn't go by copies sold. So you have indie games that are doing gangbusters fucking numbers, and they're being ignored because a AAA game that costs $70 to $80 or has a $130 Ultimate Edition is in the number 1 spot because it brought in more money. Forget the fact that its budget is way higher. Forget the fact that the copy sold is massively lower. They just want to utilize dollars because they know that's the best opportunity to bolster it. Number 3, these lists never have the digital sales for Nintendo because Nintendo doesn't provide that information to these people. Hence why Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Donkey Kong Bonanza have asterisks next to their name to tell you that digital sales are not included. So they are lower in the ranking because they don't have the full context story. Right? So all of this is hyper suspicious. And they'll try to take these lists and tell you that you are a chud, you are a grifter, you are an XYZ if you don't take this list at face value and you ask too many questions, right? The moment you ask too many questions, you're a grifter. You're supposed to do what these other guys do, which is take the information at face value and then go on this massive spree of dunking on, like, I don't know, Grums and Smash JT or whatever. They don't really mention to me anymore because they know I play a lot of video games, so they can go suck my dick. But otherwise, these people, like, they mention the same people every time. And the reason why is because they're shadow boxing these people on Twitter. That's what they're doing. They're literally shadow boxing these people on Twitter, and they're making up this ideology of them or this perception of them, and they're trying to fight that perception of them without actually fighting those people. You know what I'm saying? It's the weirdest fucking thing. So Star Wars Outlaws, all I got to say is, like I ended my last video, I'm going to end this video the same exact way. Welcome home. So if you guys enjoyed this video, consider hitting that like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought. And I will see you guys on the next one. I am ending every video with welcome home. Today. Today. That's what I'm doing. Smash is like, I play games. Bro. Smash, come on, bro. Smash does play games. He does. But the thing is, he plays games very slow. Very, very slow. My man has problems, okay? Arthritis is kicking in. You know what I'm saying? He's got to make 19 videos a day. That's what it is. Desitsu with a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you. I appreciate that. Rob with a question mark. Put the fries in the bag. Actually, you know what? Here. I'm going to have this up while I do super chats. There you go. Speedy Cake with a 10. A friend of mine got married because of Tamagotchi life. One, it had an option to link Facebook, and his me proposed to his girlfriend's me and sent the Facebook proposal as well. That's weird. That is definitely strange. I'm not going to lie to you. But, hey, is he happy? That's all that matters. If he's happy, then that's all that matters. GDR would attend. The problem with all the layoffs is that these people get another job in the industry. Well, that's not true, though, GDR, because as we mentioned, so for developers, it might be true, but a lot of them are not getting jobs in the industry. And for journalists, it's definitely not true, because we just covered how 1,200 journalists have been fired from the gaming industry in the last 2 years, and most of them have not returned. So they're getting jobs elsewhere, most likely related to politics, right? I'm sorry, I didn't read the rest. They keep moving them around. It's a never-ending cycle. Western gaming is cooked. I do agree Western gaming is cooked from the AAA scene, but that's where we're at. GDR would attend. The only way to out of a terrible game bubble is for the investors to be more hands-on, unless they enjoy losing money. If that's the case, we're all cooked. It is a little bit questionable. I'm not going to lie to you, but I think investors are getting smarter. I said that. I said that on the last stream, how investors are starting to ask questions that are more tailored to things that are culture based, and they never really brought that up before. So the fact that they are starting to bring that up, I find that to be very interesting. GDR with a 5, a game shouldn't be considered a success unless it meets 3 points. Makes more money than they put in, replayability, and high player reviews. I think there's a lot more that goes into a successful video game than just that, personally. But yes, that is part of it, obviously. That is part of it. Because you can have a high-selling video game that has awful reviews, right? Look at Borderlands 4. Borderlands 4 started off strong, but the truth is it really wasn't strong because it sold half of what Borderlands 3 did, and it got worse reviews. So now word of mouth has gotten around. People are not interested anymore. And even though there are some people that are enjoying the game, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to be joined by many people because word of mouth got around that it's really bad, at least from a performance standpoint. And there are some other issues that people have, but overall, it's performance related. You know, it could have been so much more. Jedi Knight with a 5. Smash is such a gay gamer. The machine said insert coin, so he stuck a quarter. Oh my God, bro. He stuck a quarter up his ass.
Holy shit.
Holy shit, boys. I hope Smash didn't hear that one. Stin Rocks dropping a 5 membership bet.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Stin Rocks dropping that 5 membership banger. I think TJ says we're like 130 away from tier 1. Getting absolutely felted. Unfortunately, we do not have massive donos like Smash, but you know what we do have? Love. I'm sorry, that was gay. All right, that was gay.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
But I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, Stin Rocks. I consider that to be a massive dono. 5 memberships. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Smash started streaming. Yeah, I know. It's 11 o'clock. Grifter's got a grift, man. It's got a grift. Let's go to Rumble. Rumble? Where's Rumble? T-Jep says we're 104 away from tier 1. Oh, there we go. Sonia says, oh, shush. Man. Whatever. Rumble with $1. Torinol with $1 says the gamer following standard socialist practices, keeping the unfairly entitled elites while dumping the workers who did all the work for the company and gaslighting everyone about the events. Yeah, I got to be honest with you, man. I don't like the fact that Jade King kept his job and everybody else around them got fired. I think that's fucking insane, in my opinion. I really do. I think that he should have been held accountable as a leader, and they should have kept some of the workers. But what do I know, right? Or realistically, they should fire all of them. But, you know, they got to keep some people around to run the AI, and that's really what it's about. They keep the person who's probably there the longest and has the identity to protect themselves. They keep that person to run the AI, and then they do that. Grade the Merchant with $1 says no negotiations with game terrorists. Lay off their asses if Eve's family wants to survive this new age. With Tencent sacrifice his identity or be consumed by Tencent. Either way, I'm happy. They're going to be consumed by Tencent. It's only a matter of time, man. Ubisoft, Tencent knows exactly what they're doing. I've said this since the beginning, and they are going to consume Ubisoft, and they're going to do it for cheap. They are buying out Ubisoft every time they're in trouble, knowing that they get more and more of a claim from the company, and eventually they're gonna take the company over. That's just what it is. Torinol with $1. Weird game companies all over, all in distress, going under, etc. Yet when a game is made without toxicity and gets priced right, it sells like hotcakes. Makes you wonder, right? Grade the Merchant with $1. Saudis, if you hear me, parachute the CEO of EA and shutter BioWare. He only serves in the deal to go through smoothly. Current BioWare, you fuckers ruined my boy DA. Be laid off and fail downwards. Facts. Anti-Federalist paying with $1. Journals and devs, given the sheer number of fast food companies I'm invested in, guess who you'll be working for? Your politics won't make you money, but your minimum wage job will for me. Thank you. Nice. Very nice. All right, we are fully caught up, guys. Thank you so much again for the support. I appreciate it. Let's get into the final topic of the evening, and this is going to be Oh, it's not the final topic. Holy fuck! Oh my god, I got the remedy topic to go over. Shit. All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the remedy topic. Holy shit! And you know what's funny? This is also the same thing. Welcome home. Fuck, dude. Oh man, we got a lot to go over, and we got the waifu battle we got to do. Holy shit. Okay. Anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we have another situation where somebody finally has come home. Now, to be granted, this person is coming home a lot more wealthy than some of the other people who are coming home. I'm looking at you, game journalists and game developers that got fired recently. But Remedy is a studio that has been unfortunately co-opted, and they are no longer the studio that made the original Alan Wake. Obviously, everybody knows that Remedy has made Control and Alan Wake, but they've also made a video game that you probably really haven't heard of because, well, Nobody's playing it, right? FBC Firebreak, a game that since this game has come out, I've been saying for the longest time, is going to lead to the destruction of Remedy. Even if Remedy barely made money on Alan Wake 2 because they wanted to be exclusive to Epic Games because Epic Games funded Alan Wake 2, at the end of the day, they had to come home eventually. And it's so funny because just like every other video game that we've been talking about for the last couple of days now, FBC Firebreak is basically the Concord that didn't die, right? This is a Concord style game that should have died for all intents and purposes, should have been canceled, but they're too fucking stubborn to cancel it because Remedy is used to going the long haul. They're used to going as long as needed to break even on a video game. Alan Wake 2 took over a year, well over a year to get close to breaking even, and now is producing royalties finally after almost 2 years. But FBC Firebreak is not going to get that, right? 28 people playing this game right now at the time of filming. Actually, I have to refresh it. Make that 19 people. 19 people, and the 24-hour peak apparently went up from, to 28, so that must be a higher number. 19 people playing this game at the time of filming this video, and apparently this has resulted in this. Remedy's CEO has stepped down 2 weeks after it issued a profit warning due to FBC Firebreak's weak sales. Tero Vertala has stepped down from the CEO role with immediate effect. So again, welcome home to Tero. I understand you're going to be one of the richer people working at McDonald's, but regardless, we got to welcome you home because, we missed you. We missed you, man. Let's talk about exactly what's going on here. So in a statement to investors, the company explained that Vertala and the board of directors had mutually agreed that Tero Vertala will step down from his position as the company's CEO with immediate effect. So this is not him stepping down, okay? I want to be very clear. It may be on paper because that's how they want to portray the situation, but we all know exactly what this is, okay? Remedy's board says, hey, bro, we are getting felted right now. You have not made good decisions, and unlike Jade King over at The Gamer that got his entire team fired, but somehow magically he gets to keep his job, this person decided to do they did the right thing, in my opinion. They did the right thing, and they looked at the top, and they said, you are the CEO. You are the ones who led the team. You are the one who is going to take the fall. You are going to be the one who falls on the sword of whatever bullshit you're trying to push with these video games. Vertala was appointed CEO in August of 2016 and will now continue at the service of the company during a transition period where he will help with the handover of duties to the new CEO. Remedy co-founder Marcus Maki has been appointed as interim CEO until a permanent replacement can be found and will step down from his role as chairman of the board as a result. I want to thank Tero Vertala for his substantial contribution. Substantial contribution. I don't mean to laugh, but substantial contribution. Okay. I want to personally thank him again for good cooperation and wish him all the best for the 2016 future. Although this statement doesn't specify the exact reason why Vertala is no longer Remedy CEO, the announcement does come just 12 days after the company issued a profit warning to shareholders due to the weak sales of FBC Firebreak. The PvE first-person shooter, which is set in the Control universe, is Remedy's first full multiplayer game. When it was released in June, Remedy reported that launch sales had underperformed, but committed to improving the game based on player feedback. Now, here's the problem, okay? People don't understand what it means to have degradation of franchise. And I know I talk about this all the time, but people love to ignore it because all they want to know is whether or not the game is making money or whether or not the game sold any amount of copies. And I understand that from a shield perspective, the bigger the number, the better it seems. But ultimately, if a second game sold less than a first game, that is what we call degradation of franchise. And you can try to cope, and you can try to seethe, and you can try to lie to everybody around you in yourselves and tell you that, oh, well, that's just because physical copies are down now more than ever, but digital sales are up, so that means that we're breaking even. No. You sold less copies in general. That means that the franchise has less interest the second go around than it did the first go around. You are losing money. You have a franchise that is degrading over time. And even if you are staying afloat right now, that doesn't mean that down the pipeline, you're not going to have to return home. Right? You are going to have to return home at some point in time. And you might have broken even on Alan Wake 2 barely after 2 years. But the truth of the matter is, when you do a major fuck up like this, and this game, I'm telling you right now, this game was utilized and made with investments and also with the profits that they made from Alan Wake 1 and whatever little bit of money they were gaining from Alan Wake 2. All that money went into this game, and now look at you. It's gone. It's done. Finito. Now you got to look at yourselves and say, okay, so we fucked around and found out, right? Estimated sales of anywhere between 30,000 and 74,000. You guys are getting felted by indie games. How much did this game cost? This game cost at retail $40. All right, so they literally tried to mimic Concord. They saw Concord strategy, and they were like, how can we make a team shooter that is dominated by free-to-play games? How can we make a game like that and say, you know what? I want to charge $40 when nobody else is charging $40. The last known person that tried to charge $40 got canceled after 10 days. We're going to charge $40. We're going to charge $40 for a game nobody asked for and nobody wanted to play, and we're going to hope to get millions of copies sold. What strategy that works in, I have absolutely no idea, but this is where we're at, right? So again, however, in its profit warning earlier this month, the company warned investors that sales of the game had still not reached its internal targets and that it was lowering its outlook for its current business year as a result, with a hit of around $14.9 million expected. As a result of the profit warning, the Alan Wake and Max Payne studio has now changed its outlook for the current business year from expecting a revenue and operating profit increase to expecting operating profit to be negative. So now they are in the negative, ladies and gentlemen. They went from a positive profit outlook to now they're going to be in the negative. Things are going to get very bad, very, very bad for Remedy and very quickly. Here's what I believe Remedy needs to do, and they need to do it ASAP. They need to cancel this fucking game immediately. They need to cancel this game immediately because you are now in the find out phase. There is no more fucking around, okay? You need to cancel this game immediately. You need to release Alan Wake 2 on Steam. Find a way to do it. Convince Epic Games to release that fucking game on Steam and stop playing console exclusives on the PC platform like an asshole. That's what you need to do. Those two things. And number 3, you need to release this fucking game that I know you're working on. You're working on the remake of Max Payne. I know you are. You need to release this game 100% true to the original and make a bomb fucking like amazing remake. This game will save you and put you back into the green if you respect players and you make a proper remake. But here's the problem. I have very little faith that you're going to actually be able to do that. I have very little faith that you're going to remake Max Payne in a way that's going to make Max Payne fans like myself happy. I really don't think you're going to, in my opinion. So, you know, I don't want people to think that this is going to happen. I'm telling you what needs to happen. Those 3 things need to happen. You need to cancel FBC Firebreak. You need to release Alan Wake 2 on Steam, and you need to release a banger of a Max Payne remake. If you do those things, you will be back in the green, in my opinion. Now, obviously, I'm not a CEO of your company, so you can ignore me. I'm sure you will, and I'll just be another chud on your radar that's a bigot or whatever. But those are the 3 things that need to happen to save your company. If you don't do that, you guys are fucked. I understand you're also working on Control 2, but no offense, nobody fucking cares. Nowhere near as much as a Max Payne remake that's actually good would people care. People would care way more about a good Max Payne remake than Control 2, in my opinion. Now, I like Control. I actually liked Control. I thought it was a pretty good game. But you need to focus on making a banger remake that I know you're working on. So ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, to the CEO that, you know, rightfully took the fall, and I agree with this, the CEO should have taken the fall, welcome home. That's basically all I got. Welcome home. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider hitting that like, subscribe. Tell me what you thought in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I told you guys, every video is ending with welcome home today. That's what it is, bro. That's what it is. Oh, man. Do you guys agree with that, though? You can tell me if you don't, but do you agree with those are the 3 things they have to do to fix Remedy immediately, like right now? That's what they have to do. If they don't do that, they're fucked, in my opinion. They're completely fucked. Like, you cannot continue to support FBC Firebreak and try to release a half-baked Max Payne remake. Like, you need to focus all in on the Max Payne remake immediately and cut your losses with FBC Firebreak, in my opinion. But again, they're not going to listen to me because I'm just a fucking chud, grifter, whatever word, whatever. Anyway, yo, Xavier dropping a membership during that, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to that fucking legend, Xavier, bro. With the Golden Sun, bro. Fun fact, I had an opportunity to buy the original Golden Sun, but I don't have a Game Boy. That's the problem. I don't have a Game Boy. So I need to get one. That's the one console, one of the older consoles that I don't have anymore. Makes me very sad, you know? Wait, what? I disagree with your Alan Woke 2 take, man. I tried to watch Kirsha play it. When she did it, I literally fell asleep within minutes. That girl is loud and crazy. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I understand that some people didn't like Alan Wake 2. I thought it was okay. There were moments like the whole, I forgot her name already, but the FBI agent that you play half the game as, she's fucking boring, right? Like everybody wants to play as Alan Wake. I get that. But the truth of the matter is that Alan Wake as a franchise has fans that were abandoned on Steam that will absolutely buy that game if it was released on Steam. Regardless of what you may think about it or what I may think about it. Saga, yeah, Saga was her name. Sorry. Regardless of what I think about the game or what you think about the game, there are Alan Wake fans that will absolutely buy that game. 100%. It's crazy to think that they won't. I'm not saying it's a lot of them, but I'm saying that they need every sale they can get because they're in the red now. They're literally in operating red. They have no money. They're broke. They're major broke. So they're going to be begging for fucking investors pretty soon to save them. Adair Soto with $1 will get them out of the red to the yellow zone. Exactly. They need to get back, even if it's not to the green, they need to get back to some place where they can operate because you're not gonna be able to operate in the red like that for very long. It's gonna be bad. Angel of Destiny says my gut tells me won't pull good numbers though. It doesn't matter though. See, that's the thing. It does not matter. It doesn't matter about pulling good numbers or not. The game has already released. It's like what, 2 years old? It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to pull numbers because the budget has already been made up for the most part, and they're accruing very, very slow royalties on the game. So everything on Steam is gravy. So if they release it on Steam, it's just gravy money. They don't have to like. This is not a worldwide release. They played the long game with Epic Games for 2 years to try to break even. Now they're finally there, or they're close to being there. So just release it on Steam. Who cares about the fucking numbers? You know? P. Drake says there were 3.8 million in the red in 2024. Oh, ouch. Yeah, it's getting bad, man. Remedy, I'll make the prediction now that I think Remedy is going to be one of that. Remedy is going to be one of those studios that you are going to see layoffs within the next 6 months to a year. I promise you. FBC, here's what I'm going to predict. FBC Firebreak is going to close down. They're going to cancel it. The developers that are working on that game will be fired, laid off, whatever you want to say, or transitioned careers, as they like to put it. And they're going to focus on the games that they're working on now without FBC Firebreak. That's my prediction. So you can bookmark it if you want to. Pop D says, I get that, but do they have to pay to get hosted on Steam other than 30%? I think they might have to, but it's really nothing. It's like literally nothing. And I'm sure they have like relationship, or maybe not because they went with Epic Games. But I highly doubt they got to pay crazy money to upload their game because indie developers don't have to pay money. So why would they have to pay money? But they have to pay 30% on every sale. So that's what it is. They can't host it on Steam is the issue. I know, but that's why I said in the video, they need to talk to Epic Games and they need to convince them, like, we need to do this in order to be in the green. Like, we need help here. Epic is the publisher. I understand that, but there's been other games that were exclusive to Epic for a year or so that have released on Steam. So if they can work something out with Epic, figure it out. But like, if they want to, so let's say Steam takes 30%. If they want to give Epic another 30% and then they keep the rest, you know what I mean? Like, try to negotiate, figure something out, you know? But we'll see how it goes. I doubt any of that's going to happen. Just an FYI. I don't think the game's going to release on Steam. I do think they're going to cancel FBC Firebreak, though. And I do think they're going to lay off the people that are working on that game, you know? They could have made the money without Epic's money. Epic's not going to budge. Fair. Again, I don't think they're going to budge. I want to be very clear. I'm just telling you what I think needs to happen for this studio to be saved. Otherwise, that's just what it is. So, all right, we're caught up everywhere. Life Earth says Golden Sun 1 or 2 were awesome games. Yeah, man, I had an opportunity to buy it. and I was looking at it, and I was literally thinking of the chat. I was thinking of the chat because you guys know I've shilled Golden Sun so fucking hard for ages, but I didn't buy it because I don't have a Game Boy. I don't have a Game Boy. I still have that person's contact, so if I buy a Game Boy, he hasn't sold it yet. So if I buy a Game Boy, I will definitely buy it for sure. All right, let's get into the final topic now. This has been a wild night, bro. Guys, like the stream, like the fucking stream. Where are we at? Where is? Here we go. Perfect. Okay. This is going to be a long one. Would you stream Golden Sun? I mean, if I could put it on my PC somehow. But again, I don't really do that shit. So I would. No, honestly, I probably wouldn't. I'll just play it myself, just for memory's sake. Deco Leader says, "Let me guess, welcome home." Not yet. Not yet, but this might end up being a welcome home. You never know. We'll find out in the future. We always do. We always do. Ghost of Antifa, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's favorite game. Everybody's favorite game. It's the same story, boys. This is literally Dragon Age: The Veilguard all over again. Just more successful. That's really it. Like, this is Dragon Age: The Veilguard on a more successful scale, but just as degraded as Dragon Age: The Veilguard was compared to its previous iteration, Inquisition. It's the same thing. It's like literally the same situation playing out right now. And every single fucking time they try to tell us that we're lying, we're grifters, we're this, we're that, and every single fucking time they come home. Every time. I swear to God, I swear to everything, bro. And I don't like swear to God, even though I'm not religious. I swear to everything that if Sucker Punch ever announces layoffs within the next year, I will make a video dancing on the balls of every single one of these people. Like, literally dancing on the balls of every single one of them. Sincerely. But in any case, so we're going to talk about Ghost of Antifa, and we're going to talk about the numbers where they say it's the number 4 best-selling game in the US for September. And I have a lot of points that I want to make. I'm not going to give you any more previews because it's all going to be in the video. So here we go, boys. Actually, let me drink some real quick. Hold on. All right. Final video, boys. Putting in the work today. Let's fucking go. And we're doing it faster than the quartering ever could. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in today's video, we get the glorious opportunity to talk about Ghost of Antifa again. Now, the reason why we are talking about Ghost of Antifa is because some new news have come out that apparently, according to authority sources, Ghost of Antifa was the number 4 best-selling game in the United States for September. Now, obviously, every time we go through these numbers, the typical people come out, right? The typical people who, for some reason, are like shadowboxing Grums and Smash JT and all those guys. The same people who said literally the same exact thing for all the video games that have failed over the last year plus. Dragon Age: The Veilguard failed. FBC Firebreak failed. All these games that they called you grifters for asking questions and acknowledging certain things that just don't make any sense. The moment you do that, the moment you ask any questions, you're not allowed to do that, by the way. The moment you do that, you're a grifter, you're this, you're that, whatever. So here we are. We got a post from Genki. Shout out to Genki. I don't have any hate for Genki or anything. I'm just using their post. Ghost of Antifa was the number 4 best-selling game in the US for September. Sales were basically in line with Ghost of Tsushima. Now, I love that they utilize certain terminology that make it seem as if it is similar to the game that everybody actually cares about, but they don't actually tell you exactly where it falls. And this is why I will always question the narrative, right? Whether I'm right or wrong, I'm always willing to admit it. But the truth is that, and I've admitted it before, by the way, not often, but I've admitted it before. It's not my fault you guys keep failing. But this particular situation has a lot of suspicious things that I want to go over in this video. I'm also going to bring up the Famitsu numbers because we have an update on how the game is performing in Japan. By the way, a spoiler alert, it's terrible. But we are going to go over all of this right now. So Ghost of Antifa, number 4, okay? Who is number 1? Borderlands 4. That's obvious. You can tell by the sales. The game obviously did sell fairly decent. But Borderlands 4 is in a very similar situation. Borderlands 4 is experiencing degradation of franchise, right? Something I talk about in many videos. Just like Ghost of Yotei is slowly experiencing the same exact thing. They're in the same boat. Borderlands 4 sold half of what Borderlands 3 sold. Ghost of Yotei sold half of what Tsushima did. They try to convince you that it sold the same, but I'm going to explain why I don't believe that. If you look at this list, Borderlands 4, NBA 2K26, EA Sports FC 26, Ghost of Antifa, Madden NFL 26, and Helldivers 2 and Silent Hill F. Okay? Helldivers 2 is on this list. Guys, I want you guys to understand something. This list is purposely vague in a multitude of different ways for a reason. Okay? Number one, this list is as useless as the Steam top seller list. The reason why I never go by the Steam top seller list is because if you guys don't know this information, I'm going to explain this to you. Steam's top seller list does not go by copies sold. Steam's top seller list goes by revenue, dollar amount. So AAA games automatically have an advantage over non-AAA games that are not asking for the same price, right? So because Ghost of Antifa is like a $70 game and has like an Ultimate Edition, it's probably like $100 or whatever. That immediately puts it way up there, that it doesn't have to sell nowhere near the same amount of copies in order to reach a higher point on the top, right? Now, obviously, revenue is still an important number, and we can talk about that because this game definitely made its money back, in my opinion, right? This game definitely, if it hasn't, it's going to. No doubt about it, it's going to break even. But the thing is, it's a difference between breaking even and barely getting by versus Ghost of Tsushima that blew the fucking budget out the water within the first, 48 hours. There's a very big difference between that. And this is degradation of franchise. Now, the games are obviously more expensive, number one. Number two, this is a revenue sheet, right? This is a revenue sheet, so it goes by dollar amount. Now, why do I find this to be very sus? Because Helldivers 2 is number 5, right? They don't tell you how much the difference is. They don't tell you that Ghost of Yotei is number 4 by XYZ dollars. All they do is tell you Ghost of Yotei is number 4. The reason why they do this is because if they show you the difference, then people will realize just how bad things are. I'm going to use small numbers as an example, okay? Let's say Ghost of Antifa made $1 million in revenue. Obviously, it made way more than that, but I'm using small numbers so that you guys can follow along in the video. Helldivers 2, let's say Helldivers 2 made $980,000 in revenue, and Ghost of Antifa made $1 million. How would that look in comparison to saying Helldivers 2 is number 6 and Ghost of Antifa is number 4? Obviously, it looks a lot better if you take the number away and you only put it on a chart. This is one of the reasons why they do this, is because it makes the games look better. It makes it a lot simplistic for people so they don't have to understand the revenue and all the numbers and everything like that. But obviously, if you knew the real numbers, you would realize just how close these games are to each other, and this is not as good as it probably looks. Also, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that Ghost of Yotei is a new released game, and Helldivers 2 has been out forever. And yet Helldivers 2 is only 2 slots behind Ghost of Antifa? Does anybody else think that's highly suspicious? Not only that, Helldivers 2, if you guys are not aware, is a cheaper game by a large margin, $39.99. It's a $39.99 game, whereas Ghost of Antifa is a $70 game at standard price. So you have a game that is worth way more money that has to sell less copies in order to get a higher ranking on the list, whereas this game is cheaper, so it's got to sell more copies to get a higher ranking on the list. This is how these revenue lists work. And this is why I don't believe any of these things, right? So this is the number for September, okay? And it's purposely curated to make it look better. Not only that, you also have lack of information, right? So if you guys are not aware, you have Nintendo digital sales that are not given to this company, right? Circana does not have access to the digital sales for Nintendo. They tell you this in very small font at the bottom, with the asterisk next to all the Nintendo games, and they tell you digital sales are not included for the marked titles, which is digital sales on Nintendo platforms. So these games could be much higher than this, but because they don't have that information, guess where Ghost of Antifa gets to go? Higher up, right? So all of this is meant to be curated as a means to push the numbers without actually giving you the numbers. One thing that is very blatantly missing from this list is how many copies sold. Where are the copies? Where are the numbers? Nowhere. And the reason why they do this, all of this, is so that people, right? People like this, again, no offense to Genki, I don't hate the guy or whatever, just using his post as an example. All these people can take this and then they could say, this is a top-selling game. Oh, the grifters were wrong, right? They start attacking everybody and start calling people grifters, this, that, and the third, right? I'll give you a prime example. This person, Oliver Darko, says boycott failure. And just like that, Grum, Smash JT, and Asmongold look for their next target. I don't know why Asmongold is in there, considering he bought the game and played the game. But again, these people shadow box the idea of what you are. They fight you on Twitter, even though they don't actually know what you are. They fight what they perceive you to be. So they're throwing Asmongold in there just because he's considered to be the right-wing chud leader. And that's why they do that. Now, again, boycott failure. Where is the boycott failure? How do you know that? How are you speaking with all your chest and saying boycott failure? Not only that, guys, I want you to understand, at least from my perspective anyway, I've always said for the longest time this game was going to make money. I don't know who was boycotting the game outside of maybe Grumps. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't maybe Smash JT too. I don't really know, to be honest with you, but I know maybe Grumps was. But at the end of the day, this game was always going to make money. It is hard not to make money off of the back of a more successful game, even if the game is worse to a lot of people. I'll give you a prime example. Borderlands 3 made insane money off of the back of the more appreciated and the more liked Borderlands 2. Meanwhile, Borderlands 3 is one of the most hated video games in the Borderlands franchise, aside from Tiny Tina. That's not to say that there are some people that don't like Borderlands 3, but look what happened. Borderlands 3 was so hated that Borderlands 4 now sold half of what Borderlands 3 did, because we have a degradation of franchise going on here where people are checking out for some reason. What that reason is, who really knows at this point? But there is a reason for that, right? So you believe what you want to believe. Now, we have another post here, ironically, from Smash JT, going over a post from Colin Moriarty. Now, Colin Moriarty, whatever, bro. Like, one day he's a shill, one day he's anti-fucking whatever. Like, he could be what he wants to believe. What he wants to be. But what he's saying here is a prime example of what it means to be retarded, what it means to take information at face value, and what it means to try to be the authority when you have no actual information to be the authority. When we talk about numbers, we're just theory crafting, right? I'm asking questions. I'm asking questions that nobody wants to give answers to. All they do is say, well, Circana said it's number 4 in September with no numbers and no anything. So that's it. That's it. That's what it is. It's a hit. They have no information, no nothing, no proof, nada, but they'll talk as if they have all of that. So Colin Moriarty says the following: I'm happy for Sucker Punch that Ghost of Yote is a certified commercial hit. Again, nobody was ever arguing whether or not it's going to make its money back. It's definitely not making nowhere near as much money as the first game did. I don't give a fuck what these people say. And the game is more expensive, unironically, right? Their budget's also higher, although they're being vague with that too. They said our budget is close to Tsushima, right? They'll say something like that, where Tsushima had like a $60, $70 million budget. But what does close mean? 90? 100? 110? With marketing, 120? Like, what does close mean? They don't want to tell you. They never want to tell you, but they'll speak as if they're telling you, which is wild to me. It's already the 18th best-selling game in the U.S. for the entire year after only 3 days of sales were counted. Great sign. Guys, there's barely any AAA games that have sold like in large numbers. Barely any of them this year. And the AAA games that have sold gangbusters are few and far between. So if you're on a list of top 20 and you're number 18 and you cost the most, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, how is that a success? How are you praising that? This is a sequel to one of the #1 games on the PlayStation platform and on other platforms too. How are you then celebrating number 18 on a list of top 20? How are you celebrating that? I don't get that. Then he says it's a huge step up from Tsushima, a classic sequel, really recommended. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Listen, I don't know if this guy is a Sony boy. I really don't know, and I don't care. All I know is that this comment right here is completely bullshit, because this is coming from a place where he's trying to make it seem as if he is speaking from authority. I really don't know. And again, I'm not going against his credentials, but what I'm saying is, like, bro, if you're going to speak like this, have some real numbers to back it up. Don't have a trust me, bro, from Circana that is purposely not releasing the numbers. You don't have units sold. You don't even have revenue. The list is based off revenue, and you don't even have that. All you have is a number on the list, because you know why they don't give revenue. if you give revenue, what's going to happen is you got to take the revenue, you divide it by the average price of the game, and you're going to find out how many copies it sold, right? This is the reason why they don't give revenue. They don't want people theory crafting. They don't want people asking questions. They don't want people talking about this. Bend the knee and accept the information we give you. Suck the Sony dick immediately with fervor, or just get out, you grifter. That's basically it. So Smash JT said the following. Of course, Smash JT got to pick fights on X. This is something I don't do. I don't even bother, because these people are never going to speak in good faith. I already know that. I was going to say we already know that, but I don't think Smash knows that. I think he thinks highly of people, unfortunately, and I just think people are shit. Smash JT says the following. Oh, wow. I was unaware that this was officially a certified hit. You forgot to point to people to the official statement by Sony or Sucker Punch. That's because it doesn't actually exist, which I agree with. It doesn't exist. So what's going on here? And then he ends up linking a post about every Twitter clown out here parroting Ghost of Yotei was a number 4 best-selling game in the U.S. In September needs to calm down. According to Matt's spreadsheet and Circana's estimates, sales were supposedly in line with Ghost of Tsushima. This is the same group that recently claimed Assassin's Creed Shadows was the best-selling game in the U.S. So take his numbers with a massive grain of salt. That is true. He did say that Assassin's Creed Shadows was the number 2, not the number 1, the number 2 best-selling game in the United States of America, behind the fuck is that game called from Capcom? Monster Hunter Wilds. Behind Monster Hunter Wilds. So he tried to claim that Assassin's Creed Shadows was the number 2 best-selling game behind Monster Hunter Wilds. That is the amount of cope that he tried to tell you, the person who's from Circana. And they're all using Circana's numbers because they're trying to make Circana the authority on numbers. They don't want the grifters to be the authority. They want Circana to be the authority with no information whatsoever to back that up. No hard data, no official statements from Sony or Sucker Punch, no confirmation anywhere, just PR-fed talking points being passed off as a fact. There is no way this game is actually keeping pace with Tsushima. If you genuinely believe that, you're being misled. And for context, Circana's lead analyst, Matt Piscatella, has a long record of being very friendly towards major publishers and echoing their narratives. Doesn't mean he's lying, but it definitely means his analysis deserves extra scrutiny. I agree. Piscatella is somebody who the industry is going to and providing numbers to. That means that they know that the narrative is going to reach the consumers in the best light possible for the studios. Otherwise, guess what? They would not be giving him the information, right? If they were giving him the information, that means he's already been vetted. He's already been confirmed to be a good little boy. And he's going to say exactly what they want him to say. And that goes for every studio and every company that he gets numbers from, except for Japan, because guess what? Japan makes their numbers available without shilling. You could go to Famitsu right now and see all the sales for everything in Japan. But in the US, you got to be a good little ball sucker in order to get that information. So now, what did Colin say? Colin decided to do the prototypical response. Perhaps you didn't learn this yet, covering the Alyssa Mercante beat. Bro, how are you unironically mentioning Alyssa Mercante almost at the end of the year 2025 is beyond me, bro. You clearly, again, this is what I mean by shadowboxing the perception of your enemy. You're bringing up Alyssa Mercante, bro, when Smash JT has had beefs with like so many other people that are way more relevant right now, and you're choosing to bring up Alyssa. But okay, I guess. He says, Berserkana relays U.S. sales data directly from the publishers to the exact dollar. So if they have the exact dollar, why did they not provide the dollar? Does anybody have an answer for that? We all know the answer for that, because they don't want to give it. They don't want to provide it. If they have the direct dollar amount, it should be very easy to provide it. Just like Famitsu. Famitsu provides it. Famitsu literally provides it. Tells you exactly the number of copies sold. So why can't they provide it? If they're so relevant, if they have all the information, why can't they provide it? It makes you wonder why that is. Then he says, how games are doing in relation to one another is therefore only a mystery to the illiterate. Congratulations on a job done. So again, this is trying to speak from authority, right? Colin Moriarty is trying to speak from authority. He's trying to say because he was part of the industry or has access to the industry, whatever the case may be, that he is the authority and everybody else is only speaking from a point of alliteration. And that's it. He is talking down to Smash JT because Smash JT doesn't have the mainstream access or whatever. This is what these people do. They want you to eat the shit that they're putting out there to you. But the funny thing is, he also doesn't have the information. And if he does, he's not going to provide it. If he has an exact dollar amount, he's not going to say it. If he has an exact amount of copies sold, he's not going to tell you. The reason why is because he can't. Because if he does, he's not going to look like a good old boy. It's a mystery to him as well, but he's trying to pretend like his pompous ass is so above everybody else that he wants everybody to bow down to him. You're just illiterate, bro. Who are you talking to, my guy? Long Island Viper? No wonder, bro. Both these fucking... That's why he mentioned Alyssa Mercante. No wonder, of course. So Smash says, not sure what Alyssa Mercante has to do with anything here. Yeah, neither do I. Unless you're just padding your tweet with condensation for flavor. Circano's exacted $1 data never seems to come with, actual numbers. Ask him about when he said Shadows was the best-selling game. Funny how it always turns into trust the process, but only when it fits a preferred narrative. Sad response, bro. To think I respected you. I don't know why you bothered. So, of course, he never responded after that because he knows he doesn't have the numbers, and he's not going to have the numbers. Now, speaking of numbers, let's go to Famitsu, and I want to show you what degradation of franchise actually looks like. Ghost of Antifa in the first week in Japan sold 120,196 copies, okay? Those are actual confirmed numbers. Those are real, okay, from Japan because, well, they're the only ones that are being transparent, so they're the only ones that we have anything to go off of. In the second week for Ghost of Antifa, you know how much it sold? 26,000 copies, okay? From 120,000 copies to 26,000 copies. So Ghost of Antifa is now at 146,000 copies in Japan by itself. If you guys want a little bit of comparison, okay, Ghost of Tsushima also sold less copies in the second week, obviously in Japan. However, it was nowhere near as little. Ghost of Tsushima, in its first week in Japan, sold about 211,000 copies, way more than Ghost of Antifa. In the second week, this is the second week that the game was available in Japan. You can see here, Famitsu 7/20/20, 7/26/2020, right? If you look at the numbers of the second week, Ghost of Tsushima sold 53,387, almost 55,000 more copies, right? So that means that at the same time period, Ghost of Tsushima was almost at 270,000 copies, while Ghost of Antifa is barely at 147,000 copies. So it went from 100,000 less copies to now almost 130,000 less copies. That means that this franchise is degrading fast in Japan, and people have caught on to it, and the word of mouth is nowhere near as strong as the first one was. And it's going to carry through. The gap is going to get bigger between the games. I guarantee you. The gap is going to get much, much bigger. It's probably going to get closer to 200 to 300,000 range, if not more than that, after a few more weeks, right? And again, that's not to say that the game didn't make money. That's not to say the game didn't break even. But you cannot sit up here and say that you are happy with way less sales just because you managed to break even again. You can't say that because just like we covered with Remedy, Remedy was in the same exact situation. And now look at them. Remedy CEO has stepped down 2 weeks after now they had to issue a warning to their investors that they are now in the red. They went from being in the green in operating profit, even after Alan Wake's 2 very slow grind to breaking even. Then now they released FBC Firebreak, and now they're in the red again. This will eventually happen to Sucker Punch if they continue degrading their franchise. If they continue to lose money in comparison to their first game. This will absolutely happen. And if you don't turn around quickly, and you could do all the shilling you want, and let me remind you guys, there was a lot of shilling, just like for Dragon Age the Veilguard. Do you guys remember all these posts from Dragon Age the Veilguard? Veilguard is a massive success. Cry about it, chuds. Dragon Age the Veilguard breaks records for EA and BioWare, right? Dragon Age the Veilguard launch beats Jedi Survivor to make it EA's biggest ever single-player game on Steam. EA CEO explains Dragon Age the Veilguard, massive success, right? Dragon Age the Veilguard opens as BioWare's best Steam launch with 70,000 concurrent players. I hope you guys understand that everybody that is defending Ghost of Antifa right now were the same people that were taking these articles and trying to dunk on the chuds on Twitter and telling you that you're all grifters, you're liars, you're this, you're that, if you don't believe that this game was a massive success. It's literally the same people. I'm not even kidding. If you go to all these profiles, I guarantee if you search up Veilguard, if they didn't delete it, which chances are they probably did, if you search up Veilguard, I promise you they have tweets defending Veilguard in the same exact manner as they are with Tsushima. The only difference is they're doing it harder with Tsushima because Tsushima was made from the game that people liked more than Inquisition. Even though most people don't even remember that Inquisition sold over 10 million copies. Now, granted, most of those were on sale, but still, that's a lot of copies. So, with all that being said, we have a situation where these comparison and these numbers are completely full of shit. Okay? And actually, let me take that back. They're not full of shit. They are disingenuously represented. That is the best way to explain them. These are numbers that are only meant to make one person look good and one person only, and that is Sucker Punch. Or one company only. And that is Sucker Punch. That is literally it. It is not meant to inform anybody. It is not meant to provide transparency because there is no transparency here. There's literally zero transparency here. It is not meant to do anything other than to make the shills happy, to make them feel like they're dunking on the chuds. And I'm telling you right now, it might take 6 months. It might take a year. It might take 5 years. But I have one thing to tell you. Sucker Punch will come home. It's only a matter of time. If they continue to do what they're doing and their franchise continues to degrade, as it has been, verifiably, because all these words are very vague for a reason, which tells me that there is a degradation of franchise here. You will come home. It's only a matter of time. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, consider hitting the like button, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hell yeah, boys. All 4 videos ended on coming home. That in and of itself is a success. That is a success, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. This is high and by. LOL. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. We did it, boys. Every single video started and ended with coming home. Shout out to Asmongo, man. Welcome home, man. Welcome home. All right, boys. Man, what a long fucking day. What a long day, man. Holy shit. Normally in this situation, I would skip the waifu battle to get right to editing so that I can try to do some escape from Duck Off tonight. I want to do a game stream. But unfortunately, we're going to lose all of our tiers if we do that. So kind of have to do the waifu battle to see if we get lucky tonight. So let's do the waifu battle, and we might have to sacrifice the game stream. We might have to sacrifice the game stream. So it is what it is. Tiger King says, "Nah, you need to grift, bro. I'm trying to play video games. I'm trying to play video games. That's what I'm trying to do. Because people keep saying play video games, so I am. But I'm gonna try to save the tiers. So we'll see what we can do. Holy shit, bro. Peace out, Hound. Thanks for hanging out, bro. My voice is like cracking, bro. I covered so many topics today, and I did it in less than 3 hours. Holy fuck. Bro, our cuz. Oh my god, bro. Our cuz just got us a tier 1. Holy shit, boys. Holy shit, boys. Shout out to our cuz, man. What clip you want, man? What clip you want?
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Damn, bro. Shout out to our cuz, man. Holy shit. Shout out to our cuz, man. God damn. Whew. Sorry, boys. My voice is like fucked. Damn. T-Jep says we're 172 away from tier 2. I figured. Thank you, T-Jep. Thank you. Zalosi with a 5 membership.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that, you fucking legend. Our cuz says he wants gingers. Let's go.
It's a red boy hyper banger, bitches! Let's bring the ladies in!
again to our cuz, brother. Thank you again, man. Thank you again. I appreciate it. That helps a lot, bro. That helps a lot. God has revealed what heaven looks like to me. It's funny. All right, boys. I think we are we caught up? Let me check Rumble. Hold on. Rumble, you awake? What do we got, Rumble? Nope. Nope. We're caught up. All right. Let's get into it, boys. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. Let's get into the waifu battle, boys. Let's try to have some fun. I'll figure out if I could do a gaming stream today. We'll see how it goes. Boys, Waifu Battle's here. The Waifu Battle is here. Now, if you guys missed the last Waifu Battle, everything went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Like, literally everything went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Jean got hate voted out. She got hate voted out, and Shigure ended up becoming the Waifu Battle champion. Kind of saw that coming. Kind of saw that coming. All according to plan, according to Squid. Yeah, that's what I thought. So with all that being said, let's go over the rules of engagement before we bring out the challenger that's going to go up against the Waifu Battle champion. So rule number 1. All super chats during the Waifu Battle can and will count towards a particular waifu. But the only way that's going to count, so if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, you got to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, and it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact and you put the name of the waifu that you forgot to put the first time, then I will make it count. Rule number 2. You can vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It does not matter. You can vote for the champion, who is Shigure, or you can vote for the challenger, who you are about to find out. It does not matter who is on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I will do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It does not matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen will be the one that counts. So please, for the love of God, if you are going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand? Key phrase, understand the rules. We don't. I know we don't understand the rules, but every day I explain the rules because, well, that's part of how it goes. I kind of feel like I should just make a fucking trailer video that plays and talks about the rules so that I don't have to keep saying it, because I know you guys don't listen. I know you guys don't listen. I feel like that would be the smart thing to do. Just play the clip and be on with it. But anyway, all right, boys. We got an interesting challenger today. Okay. We got an interesting challenger today. This one in particular is she's recent. She's spicy, right? She's spicy. I mean, I wouldn't say she's recent, but she's definitely part of a franchise that is recent. So let's bring her out and let's see if she can dominate Shigure in the waifu battle. And hopefully maybe get us a tier 2 if we're lucky. Here we go. All right, boys. The challenger that's going to go up against the one and the only Shigure is going to be the one and the only. You ready for this, boys? You ready for this? Rachel from Ninja Gaiden, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Shigure or is it going to be Rachel? Let your thoughts be in the super chats. The names are on the bottom. The names are on the bottom. We got a Dami Mommy from Ninja Gaiden. The names are on the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. Figure it out. Figure it out. Let's go. Let's go. Considering Ninja Gaiden just came out. Sonia says, not my pick, but my waifu. Well, here's the thing, Sonia. So, as I mentioned to other people who post waifu battle pictures, you know, YouTube friendly. Not like total fucking whore. You know what I'm saying? That's basically it. D Draconic with a $5 banger says absolutely nothing. He must have said something bad. He must have said something really bad. Ali Kusanagi with a $20 banger says Rachel. Shout out. Shout out. Thank you. Thank you so much. Did I take a screenshot from Ninja Gaiden? I just Googled it. Beautiful Zexel with a 10 says Rachel for the win. Shout out. Let's go. Let's go. Nothing was showing. Bro, everything was showing. Everything except literally a nip was showing. Independent Corey with a 2. Rachel, make the rules. Clip using AI. That's actually not a bad idea, but it'll take a little bit for that to happen. Deadeye's Lock with $1 twice. One for Shigure and one for Rachel. So we got a split, boys. We got a split. But right now, almost every vote is for Rachel. Not just $1 for Shigure. And remember the new rule. If the waifu does not make $10 minimum, she will be banned from the waifu battle completely. Gone. Adios, bitch. Although people were telling me I should raise that number, but still. We'll start with 10. We'll start with 10. Hosea says I can see the split. Yes. BioT Wolf 19 with a 10. Rachel. Every time I look at her, I am reminded when Game Informer was good and had funny jokes with their pictures. What a time. What a time, right, BioT Wolf? A time when gaming journalism was actually for gamers. I know. Most people can't even believe that was even a time, right? But it was a time. It was a time. Yo, No Hearts Left? Is this one of the first ever donos from No Hearts Left? I think he might have donoed like 1 or 2 other times. No Hearts Left is joining in on the waifu battle, bro. This is when it becomes legendary. This is when it becomes legendary. No Hearts Left for a $25 banger says Shigure. Shout out to No Hearts Left. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate that, man. Holy shit. That's awesome. That is awesome. Toradol with a 5 says Shigure because she's a cute waifu. Uh-oh. She caught up. She caught up. Shigure's catching up. DJ Conic with a 2. Shigure was weird. That super chat didn't work. Oh, so that's $7 for Shigure. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She has surpassed Rachel. Oh, shit. This just got really interesting. Grateful Gamer with a 5 says Shigure. Battle Vixens waifu battle. That would be a good waifu battle, to be honest with you. I have that manga, so. I have that manga. Holy shit. That's crazy. All right, boys. It's time to bring her off screen. I got some very questionable Shigure pictures. So I'm just going to use the same one because I couldn't find any that I felt like would be something that the weirdos wouldn't want to, disingenuously represent. So let's start the clock. The champion Shigure is on screen. Who is going to win? Shigure is currently in the lead. Shigure is currently in the lead against Rachel. The Grateful Gamer says just wordplay. Makes sense. Deco Leader says, now this is a waifu battle. I like an even match. I do too. I do too. 100%. I do too. Kenichi's mightiest disciple. Old Man Cat says Aurora Castle, $500. Says censoring himself for weirdos as always. Tis the life of 100k subs, I guess. So, number one, yes, I am trying to protect my YouTube channel because I've always been of mind that it is better to live and fight another day than it is to give easy ammo to people to get rid of you. Because unfortunately, you may think it's censoring, but people who think it's censoring will be the first one to complain when I get banned. They'll be the first one to complain. They'll be the first one to be like, fuck YouTube, fuck this, fuck that, can't believe this happened. This is not fair, blah, blah, blah. They'll be the first ones. So I feel like it is smarter and it is better to be able to converse with you guys every day than it is to let the weirdos have easy ammo. Does that make sense? Especially considering we've seen people in our space get targeted by those weirdos every fucking day. And some of them have lost their platforms or their monetization or just in general everything. So I'm just saying. Mr. Spanger's Coffee with a 2. And the funny thing is, it's not even just weirdos. It's also YouTube's AI bot too. YouTube's AI bot, like, it just took down one of my posts. It's so funny. I didn't even screenshot it, but I could screenshot it to prove it to you. It today took down one of my community posts on my channel for sexual content, and it was a waifu. So think about that, right? It was one of those pictures that I don't use anymore. One of the pictures that Sonia recommended that she says was not showing anything. It's pictures like that they get taken down. You know what I mean? So again, bear with me, because if you enjoy watching my show every day, then understand my decisions are for the best for the channel and for me being able to converse with you every day. Otherwise, if you want me gone, just say so. It's like, that's basically what will happen. Thank you, Mr. Spanger's Coffee. Beautiful Zexel with a $15 banger says, Rachel, enjoying my time here in Puerto Rico, bro. I hope you're having a great. I hope you're having a fucking great vacation, bro. I really do. Report AFK with a 5. By the way, not all people that cover gaming are corporate control woke ass hats. Cough, cough. True. That is true. Independent Courier with a 2. Shigure, no one pays your bills. You're the boss. Well, I understand that, but still, I like to explain my thought process to people so that they understand why I do things the way that I do. Because I enjoy doing this every day. I enjoy conversing with people every day. I enjoy being able to stream video games every day. And here's something that people don't understand. If one channel goes, all of them go. That's how YouTube works. So people will say, oh, who cares if you get banned on your main one? You still have your other 2. No. If one goes, they all go. All right. Let's bring down this picture. The battle's very close. I believe Shigure is in the lead. She is actually beating Rachel, which I did not see happening. I'm actually kind of shocked by that. So let's see what's going to go down in the final countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. The last super chat. We got 4 of them. 4 last super chats. We got BioT-Wolf19 with a $20 banger says, Shigure, Kenichi really fucked up not taking her up as a teacher. The writer did one with a clone that was a good one called You Are 008. Shout out to BioT-Wolf19. Thank you for that, bro. I appreciate you. Fallen Angel Zerato with a 2. Rachel because she's hot, and 2 supports Sonia. Independent Courier with a 2. Shigure. Oh, I already read this one. Grateful Gamer with a 2 unfortunately did not count for Shigure. I apologize. Thank you though for the 2. Gray the Merchant with $1 says Shigure, hell yeah. And we got Torinol with a 5 says Liner, Hypno in the Great Pumpkin. The fuck? Shout out. All right, boys. That is going to be it for the waifu battle. Mods, let's count it up. We got no red boys, so no red boy clips. Let's feed the ducks, feed the eagles. And let's say goodbye to tier 2, I think, because I think it's over. I'm pretty sure. And there's no way I'm streaming longer. I already did everything I got lined up for today. I am going to go edit, and hopefully we can do a gaming stream or something. I don't continue my tiers into the gaming stream like Smash does, so we're just going to say goodbye. Linus in the Great Pumpkin, source lore. Makes sense. Rixia, pronounced Risha. Risha? Really? Risha? Mao for waifu battle. There you go. Damn, Rachel lost. I'm actually, if Rachel lost, I'm shocked. I'm honestly very shocked if Rachel lost, in my opinion. Cozy Goober says, yeah, don't cry when gaming. I won't. Just like you won't be there when I actually play video games. I won't. Don't worry about it. Now, I might run away from the scary monsters in the game, but that's something totally different. Well, but no, I'm going to play actually Escape from Duck Off. I'm going to play Escape from Duck Off. If I can manage it. How much to tier 2? I'm not sure. We're pretty far away. T-Jap's counting up the waifu battle right now, so I think the waifu battle was pretty close, so you got to give T-Jap some time. Give him some time. Let me lower the music in case my voice doesn't get cut out. You think it's really close? Rachel might have won? Shit. Let me put the belt on her just in case then. Just in case. I don't think she did, though. I don't think... what was BioT Wolf Super Chat for? Let me see. Shigure? Yeah, no, I don't think Rachel won. I think Shigure won. Peace out, Jedi Knight. Peace out, Jedi Knight. Appreciate you, man. Keep feeding the ducks. Keep feeding the ducks. Hypnotic is no Epic Mike, whom, by the way, is a wuss when playing horror games or watching horror movies. Really? The fucking Snorlax? No way. No way. Ben, what advice is make sure to show the Foot God Kaida and Mecha Hypno's dog versus Mecha Hypno to Cassie. Was telling her about him. She says she hasn't seen him yet. What? How has Cassie not seen the Foot God Kaida? That's crazy. I gotta show it to her. I'll show it to her. I mean, she'll most likely be on SNH. So today, this week. So I'll show her. I will show her. T-Jap is quiet, so I'm gonna assume that the waifu battle must be very close. Yep, it was. Turn off the music, boys. Turn off the music. T-Jap, they wanna know how far we are from tier 2. If you have any idea, let me know, man. Rachel at $51.96, bro. I cannot believe Rachel lost, bro. I really can't. I genuinely can't. I was looking at Rachel. I'm like, all right, she's gonna win. She's gonna win. Holy shit. Shigure with $68 flat, which means the winner and still waifu battle champion is none other than the one and the only Shigure, ladies and gentlemen. God damn, bro. That was shocking. That was shocking. Shocking. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. One more time. And I'm sure there's somebody coping and seething somewhere in the chat.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, for the waifu battle. Shigure, ironically, will be in the next waifu battle to go face off against another waifu tomorrow, Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not miss it. We always got a lot we got to talk about. A lot we got to talk about. Dana Ryer with the 1999 banger says tier 2. Holy shit. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. Shout out to Dana Ryer. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. I don't think that got us a tier 2, but BioT Wolf 19 with a $40 banger says Sonya Lisette for Lucy and tier 2. I think that was the one that did it. Right at the very fucking end, boys. Right at the very end. Shout out to you guys. Holy shit. I was ready to let it go. I'm serious. I was ready to let it go. For like 3 nights in a row, I was ready to let it go. But the chat came through and they did not want to let it go. And I appreciate that. Tier 2 is safe for another night. Our cuz says he's going to be gone for 2 weeks. Shout out to you, bro. I don't know if you're going on vacation or something, but enjoy yourself. Be safe. I appreciate you, man. You fucking legend. Tier 2 is going to be even more danger now. I'm just kidding. Bio T Wolf, bro. Thank you for the $40 banger. And tagging Sonya, apparently. Tagging Sonya. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. Shout out, man. We got Ben for a 2, says Senor Nautic. 1 Kata for the chat, please. You know what? Fuck it. We got to tier 2. Why not?
I am the foot god, Kaida.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And our cuz came in clutch. I didn't even see this, bro. Holy shit. Holy shit. Our cuz came in clutch with the $33 mega banger and says, Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. Shout out to our cuz, man. Holy crap, man. Everybody came in strong right at the end. Pause, by the way. Pause. Everybody did it right at the very end. Thank you guys so much. I sincerely appreciate it. You guys are fucking legendary, man. Sincerely. Thank you. All I hope is that you enjoy the show. You know, we're live, like, you know, by we, I mean me, because I'm a one-man show. Live every day. Every fucking day. This one was especially interesting. This was a lot. We went over a lot today, man. All the fast topics. I gotta go through the stream now and like figure out all the edits and shit. But in any case, we'll figure it out, man. Thank you guys again. Beautiful Zex, what too. I'm gonna cope with a pina colada. Let's go. Let's go. You're gonna be coping in Puerto Rico. That's like the best, bro. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Anyway, again, guys, thank you so much for everything. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream, comment, spam the chat, super chat, gifted memberships, everything. I appreciate it. And shout out to the Hypno mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you as well. And I will see you guys on the next one. I will try to do a gaming stream tonight, but to be honest, we went so long. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It depends how long it's going to take for me to edit like 8 videos right now. So I'll see what I could do. But stay tuned for Hypnotic Gaming Live. If I do decide to play Escape from Duck Off, or maybe I could sneak in like an hour of Battlefield or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Regardless, thank you again. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooters. Bye.
Not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you get. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. The dog. Well, her cat was named Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Suck it, yeah, Jones. Put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck it, yeah, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it, weenie, and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns!
I bring light. I bring light. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.